encounters on earth is the fault of some ancestors, who must be bound and cast with the fire of the Holy Ghost in the name of Jesus. The white people don't have terrible ancestors who have done terrible things. No. It's only the black ancestor. Over the years, the black ancestor has been so vilified by Christians they pay tithes, stay up all night, fast and pray to destroy the African ancestor in the name of Jesus. The black ancestor is so wicked he cursed his own kids. Having cursed his ancestor who gave him life, the black man is roaming around the world like a tortoise without a shell. He has no backbone. Zero identity. Thus no race respects him. He's lynched in Malaysia, incarcerated in Cambodia. He's shot like a dog in the streets of America. In Europe, he cleans the white man's shit. And they spit on him. Why won't they? A man who hates himself and despises his roots deserves no respect whatsoever. John Hawkins was a foremost English slave trader, a thief, and by contemporary moral standards he can as well be called a terrorist. John Hawkins made 3 trips to West Africa in the 1560s, and stole Africans whom he sold to the Spanish in America. On returning to England after the first trip, his profit was so handsome that Queen Elizabeth I became interested in directly participating in his next venture, and she provided for that purpose a ship named Jesus. Hawkins left with Jesus to steal some more Africans, and he returned to England with such dividends that Queen Elizabeth made him a knight. Hawkins chose as his coat of arms the representation of an African in chains. Today the generations of Hawkins and Queen Elizabeth I are alive, and enjoying life from the proceeds of their evil ancestors. They don't demonize their ancestors despite their active involvement in the greatest evil humanity has ever witnessed. Both individuals sanction rape, kidnapping and mass murder, but their children don't bear ancestral curses like black Africans. You'd be hard-pressed to see a member of the British elite publicly denounce slavery. Isn't it time to emancipate yourself from mental slavery, O ye Negro? If ancestral curse exists, who should suffer from it? The ancestor who kidnapped and raped and murdered and pillaged and stole and enslaved his fellow man, or the man whose freedom was taken from him? Surely, the man who threw pregnant Negro women to sharks at sea because they were too weak, deserves his future generations to suffer, and not the man whose society was so pure they had no prisons to punish offenders. Do these black Africans who will go to church today binding and casting ancestral curses, know that almost all the top British politicians from the 17th century till the 19th century were proud slave merchants? It is on record that 15 Lord Mayors of London, 25 sheriffs and 38 aldermen of the City of London were shareholders in the Royal Africa Company, RAC, between 1660 to 1690. The RAC alone was responsible for trafficking over 1.5 million Negroes to Britain and twice that number to the Caribbean. David and Alexander Barclays were active participants in the kidnapping and enslavement of millions of black Africans. As was standard practice at the time, the risky and long-term nature of transatlantic slave trading required new banking houses that could offer credits to prospective slave traders for periods of between 1.5 to 3 years. One bank that provided this service was run by Alexander and David Barclay. Their bank still carries their name. The Barclays Bank is also a proud sponsor of the English Premier League that me and you are fanatical fans of Chelsea and Arsenal and Man United today. Their children don't bind and cast their ancestral evil, rather it is the Negro whose ancestors were dehumanized and tortured and enslaved, that keeps praying against ancestral curses. The Bank of England was also involved in the slave trade. Sir Richard Neves, who was the director of the bank for 48 years, was also the chairman of the Society of West India Merchants. A group of vile men who stole Africans and made handsome profits by selling them on to farmers who needed them to work in their sugar and tobacco plantations in the West Indies. Today Liverpool Football Club will be playing Tottenham Hotspur in the Barclays Premier League. Pay attention. How many of you who are Liverpool supporters today know that the initial founders of that football club were retired slave traders, whom in 1892, with slavery outlawed, decided to invest their money in a football club that will reap future rewards for their generations to come via a bank called Arthur Haywood & Sons and Company. That bank would be absorbed in turn by the Bank of Liverpool, Martin's Bank and Barclays Bank. You watch them and shout in ecstasy when they score. But a pastor somewhere will tell you the reason you're poor is because your ancestors committed evil, hence the reason you experience ill luck. And you will believe and start casting and binding rubbish. Important historical facts. Underscore things seriously about THIS underscore. The black African, the wretched of the earth, is the only.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, great Biafrans and lovers of freedom. This is Radio Biafra Hausa-Service coming to you through the auspices of Radio Biafra London. My name remains Mazi Jonathan Chinedu from Olo province of Biafra land. And today is Saturday, being the 10th day. The 10th day of September in the year of our Lord, 2022. We are here live and direct. This is a day. This is a day that we dedicate to discussions on religious issues. Therefore, as usual, I am here with one of us, Wada, who is going to come up to introduce herself as usual. For formality's sake, I should say, before we continue. But let us pray. Chukwu okike abịa ma pụrụ ime ihe niile anyị agbakogo n'ụbọchị nke taa iji zi ozi ọma gị wee ka ozi ọma gị a wee napụta ndị nọ n'agbụ. Anyị ncha nọ n'agbụ ma ijiri Maazị Nnamdi Kanu wee tọwapụta anyị. Chineke nke nna nna anyị ha nke ha fere wee dị ọcha n'ụbọchị nke taa, nye anyị amamihe, nye anyị ọgụgụ isi iji wee zie ozi ọma gị a ka ndị ga-anọ ya wee nọrọ ya were ya mee ihe. Ekele dịrị gị n'afọ na nkwọ na eke na orie. Ise ise ise. There were once again, please, you have to continue to introducing yourself before we go on, because since I think almost, if not up to a month, because of some programs, various programs that comes up on Saturdays, that we have not been able, but today we are going to continue. Wada, please, over to you for your introduction.
Mazi Jonathan, God bless you. Good afternoon from here. Yes, you're so right. It's like we have been in we have been incognito, but ndị Igbo si na ahụ ihe kuba, ihe kubi, eroba. So what happened was the rightful thing to do. Our HOD, DOS, they had to take the airwave, and the special guests we had, which we all were excited, including me, our Lolo, did us so proud brilliantly. So in fact, before this program, I was pulling in my head, and I said, I have to say something. I'll caption it this way. Mazi Dozie, thank you so much. You and all the DOS, I personally feel like that you have steadied the ship. You have steadied the ship, because this ship has been rocking since Mazi was extraordinary rendition. But with your able skill as the captain of this ship and the crew who are the members of DOS, and we who are the passengers inside the ship, kudos to you all. You have turned it around, steadied it, pulled it out of the rough waters. So I'm going to say to you all, sheep ahoy! Thank you all, my fellow Biafrans. My names are Marian Keda, and I'll be speaking with you all, as usual, from Maryland, the United States, with Mazi Jonathan. Today is our day where we'll take a look, try to understand the effect, the disastrous effect of foreign religions in our community, in our place. So that's what we're about to unfold today. And we're asking you, as usual, to come, bring in your listening ears, bring in your best of your mind. It's an interactive section. As we're talking, you jot things down. When the time comes, we open the line. You can bring in your input, bring in your questions. Let us put our minds, rub them together. Thank you all. I wish us all listening ears. God bless. Thank you, Mazi.
We must continue. You know, as I said, and as all of you know, today is dedicated to discussions on religious affairs. You know, some people, right from beginning, right from the time of our leaders' broadcast, they have been soliciting suggestions. Oh, Mazi, please, what you are doing is good. Leave this religious affair. It will destroy us. It will disintegrate us. Let us continue on Biafra. And our leader kindly responded by saying, we can never shy away from this issue. Because this is the the key to unlocking our brains. The day he said that, I applauded. How can we shy away from something that is destroying us? You know, when people talk about, this thing will destroy us, it will separate us, it will this and that us, I say, are we unified before? That is a question I used to ask. The religion, the imported religion of Christianity, I want people to call and tell me, did it unify us or destroy us more, separate us more? Whereby in a family, a happy family that should be, under normal circumstances, this imported religion start bringing divisions. Onye anaga, onye cherubim and seraphim. Onye anaga Assemblies of God. You see a brother calling him his own blood unbeliever. Oh, Chineke, and the people say we must leave this thing, we should leave it. No. You know, we face the reality. We should face our fears. That is what makes us unique. Not running away from your problem. If you run away from your problem, you will live to fight another. Fight it. You must clear it. That is what we are doing here. Disintoxication. We are disintoxicating our brains from the garbages they have put into us. Right from time, I will not say time immemorial, because it's not been a long time. The Christianization of Igbo people, Biafrans, just is of recent, not up to 200 years. Do you understand? Not up to 200 years. And how they look at how we are, how they are like this. We must continue. I will go to some news headlines, please. I will rush it. Because I used to say it here. I take advice of some of our brothers that used to say we should be more brief, make things more brief, because most of our people don't understand when you overload them, their head, they will start, they will start having a lot of diminishing return on their head. There is this clip I played. I don't know. Please, I want you to also listen to it. When I received that clip from, I think, is it Dozie Kedife, former governor of Anambra State, or one of these so-called elders, I shake head. Let me replay it again before I continue what I'm saying, please. You listen also, because
Sure.
this type of clip, sometimes I say, these are people that we continue, they tell us to look onto or continue looking onto for leadership. And before somebody becomes a leader, he must know the road now. That is it. That is the thing. Because if you don't know the road, you will not be a leader. How will you go? You don't know the road.
But Mazi, the point is that before you go ahead, the point is that what has happened to us is that we have mistaken politicians to be leaders. There are two different entities. Leaders shouldn't necessarily be, a leader shouldn't necessarily be a politician.
Of course.
Leaders are born. Leaders are not elected in a democratic society or in the world. The person has to be a leader first. What do I mean? The person must first have the qualities, characteristics of a leader. Then when you elect the person as a politician, fine. But what is happening that these politicians come from nowhere because of their manipulations, people elect them, and then they begin to
They are not elected. That they are selected.
That's the problem.
They are selected. They are not elected. Please.
Okay.
In the Nigeria setting, they are not elected. It's
Exactly.
only what they are doing is just to print.
Yes.
Yes.
That was why I used the word manipulation. So they're selected. So, and because the leaders are not given that opportunity, then people are looking at them because they have supposedly occupying the political hierarchies. Now we call them our leaders. No, they are not our leaders. They are just politicians that are in political offices. So Mazi, please, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead. I thought I should bring that in.
Your interruption is welcome. Highly welcome. Now, let me play this clip, as I said. Just listen.
Igbo man who lived in Maiduguri, Borno, a young Igbo man who lived in Maiduguri, Borno State, came to my office crying, so desperate, ready actually to commit suicide. Why? His two hotels and his father's hotel, which he inherited, were bulldozed same day, and all his properties seized, including his cars. He told me there was no offense he committed, but they were accused of selling beer in Maiduguri. I thought that was bad. And I tried to reach the governor a number of times. I couldn't. Then, about 2 weeks ago, he rushed to my office and said that Shetima was in town. And Shetima can help him get fair deal from the incumbent governor, the current governor. But all he needs is my going with him to Shetima and begging Shetima to help, to intervene to rescue his life. I agreed, of course. In fact, I didn't take 5 minutes. I jumped into the car and we drove to Shetima's house. I was well received. And then we discussed, and Shetima was very fantastic, making promises that even if the governor doesn't do everything, he will do some by himself. Shetima. We had a very good discussion about it.
You know, this thing, it makes me, I don't know whether to cry or... Now, For people that couldn't maybe understand better what the man said, he's one of the Igbo politicians or political elites that are always seeing something, sitting down, something that we clamoring for Biafra, we cannot see while standing or, standing on a skyscraper. They themselves sitting down, they see things we don't know, we can never see in a million years. Now, the issue is this. One young Igbo man, he said he came to his office. First of all, you know him, because not every person have his contact or has his connection. That is number one. So, he knows him. He has his connection. Okay. They destroyed in Borno State, Meduguri. They just woke up early in the morning and went and destroyed, bulldozed down his 2 hotels, seized his cars, every of his property. They didn't even alert him, so they virtually destroyed everything in that hotel, every property. Make one of the list, in a country that we have to continue being. Now, this man came to his office and was crying. He said the guy was ready. He wanted to commit suicide. Okay. He calmed him down and told him, okay, I will follow you, this and that. We resolve the issue. Not through law, because there is no law guaranteeing Igbo man safety in that northern part of Nigeria. There is no law. So it's if they give you privilege, you leave. It's a privilege. So they didn't talk about law as a country, as citizen. No. They said the only excuse they gave him is he sells beer in his hotel. So they didn't serve him paper. They didn't say, okay, come to court. They just take caterpillar and go and bulldoze everything down. Make another listen, Nigerians. I'm talking to everybody, please. Now, what he wants to use his connection to at least go, he used the word, he said the guy told him that Shetima is in town. That is the terrorist that wants to be the second president. That is the vice president to Tinubu, Shetima. We saw their pictures, standing, taking pictures, photos with terrorists. But one thing that baffles me is, every time all these Fulani terrorists, they equate P2B, is IPOB, is supporting IPOB, is IPOB, is supporting IPOB, is for Igbo. But they themselves that are perpetrating, that are eating and drinking, that are sponsoring terrorists, nobody ever have the courage in the Nigerian media to come and tell them that, look, you people, your photos, you are sponsors of Boko Haram. You are sponsors of Fulani Herdsmen, ISWAP. All of them, which they are. Instead, I said this, the Fulani, they are the people that will, the caliphate, the Sokoto Caliphate. They are the people killing you, torturing you, but they will shout louder. They will be crying louder than you that is suffering, the victim. They will be putting knife in your neck, but they are the people that will be shouting, oh, they are killing me, but he is the person that is perpetrating that. Now, this man say he has to go with the guy to Shetima to beg. He used the word beg. The normal begging galore, begging syndrome of Igbos in Nigeria setting. We beg now, please, so that they give him privilege Now, what I ask is, for how long should we continue in a place where, we are not, our life doesn't matter? Our lives don't matter. Our properties are just anytime any caliphate just rise up, wants to do so, you will just come and clear your what you have spent your lifetime or even inherited. They say the boy inherited the thing, or even, which means from his parents, and they destroyed it in a twinkle of an eye. And when we talk about marginalization, people, you see Igbo people talking about another thing. Oh, everybody is marginalized in Nigeria. Where is the law? Is there any place you talk about? No, but they don't have the rights. We have to shoot them. There is no law, that warrants them to do this, because it is futile. Saying that is futility, because there is nothing you can do. He tried anyway, but helping the guy. But how many millions of people can you help in that way? Where law country where law doesn't guarantee your safety, neither the safety of your properties. You say you sell beer in a secular country, in one Nigeria. We had this because this man said it. It's a high profile. Maybe the guy has connection. That is why he was able to come to meet him. And they say, what about if somebody that doesn't have any connection, any contact with somebody like him? What will he do? Maybe he will go and commit suicide. And they will come and say, hey, whoa, this man, now, wow, they sent, you see people. Now, from his home, they kill him. Now, from his home, they send the spirit, come and torture him, and he hang himself. They will not say the reality. Must you have connection in order to beg for privilege? For how long? The question I want to ask, for how long should we continue living under privilege in Nigeria? For how long? The life we are living is a privilege. They give it to us as a privilege. They can.
Mazi, you're not coming out to your hood.
Come on. No, somebody was trying to interrupt. Can you hear me now?
Coming out. You are on hold. I hope you can hear me.
Sorry, somebody tried to interrupt me. That's why. I'm hearing you, please.
Mazi, you're not coming out.
Wanda, can you hear me, right? This is for Wanda, can you hear me now? No. So I'll continue while Wanda will come back. When I'm on air, people will like to interrupt me. It makes me mad. I'm telling you honestly. It makes me go mad. But we must continue. So as I was saying, for how long? For how long? Well, I hope you are hearing me now, right?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, okay. Somebody tried to interrupt the line. That is why. That is the reason.
Yeah, first of all, put me on hold. Then the next thing. Boom.
No, it's not me. It's automatic. Somebody tried to call the line. That's it. So, but we must continue. Yeah. So, as I was saying, here we try to touch the common sense of our people. For how long can we continue, or should we continue living in a country where we have no rights? Everything is a privilege. They give the life we are living is a privilege from the caliphate. Anytime they want, they come and slaughter us, and we beg. We beg. Look at their cattle that destroys our farm produce. They use it to kill our people in our own land. Any one cattle that is being killed, all hell will break loose. Asorok will talk. They will give ultimatum to the governor. You must pay the bill, even if triple. Here, who is talking for us? This guy is going to beg. And Shetima, because a presidential, don't worry, if I become a president, I will do something for you. And you know how the man said it. He received us very well. He is fantastic. Sometimes I look at these our people as I don't know. I'm telling you. Because the characters our people are exhibiting, all these politicians, it is disgusting. They want us to continue living in a country whereby we should have no right. Do you know what it means for somebody to lose his hotels, 2 hotels, in a twinkle of an eye without any notice? Oh, he's selling beer. Normally in our land, I know the Fulani cow is anathema in our land. But will our people here? Will they here? The answer is no, but we must continue going there. Well, I don't know whether I want to say something before, because I have some few other news headlines. Go on. Please.
Mazi, quickly, even though you said most of the things, what I want to bring out is this. Number one, not only that the victim knows this person, which I believe has to be a politician, okay? The politician knows him too, because that's the only way the politician could have, received him. That's number 1 point. Number 2 point, this politician must be a member of Shetima's political party. It has to be. Because from my perspective, the reason why this story is being put in the public domain is still trying to give the impression that Shetima is a good person. So it's a kind of promotion for Shetima. That is why it came to the limelight. Okay? Now, my argument will be, are we not supposed to be in one Nigeria? And if we're in one Nigeria, because all these people from the north, especially the so-called crazy, what did they call, Northern Youth Forum and this Mietiala, that continues to barrage us that we want to separate the country. If we're in one country, why do we have 2 separate laws? If you operate in one country, why do we have to have Sharia law in one part of the country and a secular law in another part of the country? So obviously, we have 2 countries. The northern part have already separated themselves, have initiated and inaugurated their own laws, implementing them, because that's what is governing them. A government is defined by the laws that govern the activities of that community, whether it's a state or a community. That's what government means. Governing is those laws that allows you to galvanize people, put them on a straight line so that things can happen. So if you have a Sharia law in the north, that's an entirely different government. But yet, Biafra cannot go. Biafra cannot have their own set of laws that will govern them. Oduduwa cannot go. Oduduwa cannot have their own set of laws that are governing them. So what these people have successfully done, and our crazy so-called politicians, because I cannot call them leaders, have bought into this, is that while the North has successfully carved out their own country, ruling it with Sharia law, then they will come and control us too with the secular country, because they need our resources. This is what is going on there. Now, why would Shetima be the one to make promises when you have a sitting governor? That was an interesting concept for me there. Because what they made was a promise, according to the story. The guy was not compensated. And we all know that when politicians give you a promise, it's like a promise a man gives a woman on the bed when they're having whatever. It cannot hold, it doesn't hold water. At the end of whatever you're doing with that man on the bed, when he comes back, can you ask him, hey, whatever you call him, can we implement the promise? Then he begin to unravel himself like a giddy leaf. So that's a promise. That politicians, when they promise you something, they don't hold water at the end of the day, because whatever promise is telling him, even if Shetima has his mindset is to accomplish this promise, that's subjectional to if he wins. If he doesn't win, he cannot do anything. So there's no guarantee he's going to win. So what I'm trying to say is that this victim has again been given a false hope, a hope that is conditional. But then let's flip this argument. When their cows are killed because they are destroying our farms. Because we're doing comparison here. What the guy was doing was selling alcohol. He doesn't go to people's house to give them the alcohol. So he's not forcing the alcohol on them. Whether they are the Muslims or Christians that are coming to his place to drink, they brought themselves to his domain, use their money to purchase the alcohol and consume it. So he's not responsible for their actions. But in our own case, these Fulanis will take their animals to our own farm, destroy our farms. And when we try to defend and protect our farms, because the only way we can do that is by killing these animals, they don't even beg. In fact, it will be our own governors that will come out and say, because you have done this, we have already compensated them. I never had any time where you had the Fulani said, oh, I approached a politician in Biafra land and he has to go and beg the governor or a presidential aspirant or P2B to come and make me a promise. They are compensated even before we hear it with our own money. And it's okay. This is what is going on here. And that is what is so disheartening. So this guy tried to spin this story on the public space, thinking he's going to get an accolade. Unfortunately, somebody like me this is a total scam and a failure, and it should be a shameful thing, and everybody must call it that way. It's an outrage. But again, our people say, so onye ngworo a na-ama ụkwa since na a ga-alụ ọgụ ya nọrọ there. Agha hụ rie ye. I don't have much sympathy for them. Our people, the drum has been going on even before Mazi was extraordinary rendition. Bring your businesses home. They don't want to do that. They don't want to do that. The environment you're trying to execute these businesses are hostile to what you're doing. What are you doing there? Because our people are waiting for the last minute. Let's assume that there's an announcement or there's impression that something is going to go down. It will not be the right time to sell those products because nobody will buy them from you. These are things you do when the thing has not happened. Read the handwriting on the wall. This is the time. In fact, the time is past when they could have been selling their properties quietly, take the money, come back home, invest it in farming, hotel, whatever you want. It's your interest. Because if you wait for the last minute when the chips are down, those properties, nobody will buy it from them because they know you want to run. They know you cannot be there. They will play delayed tactics. Nobody will buy it from you because at the fullest of time, they want to acquire those properties without investment. Mazi, that's all I have to contribute. It's really painful.
Yeah, it's painful, but what can we do? We continue. Maybe that guy that they bulldoze his hotel. Maybe if you tell him about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, what IPOB is doing, he will tell you, oh, leave, Nigeria is our abode. But today, Nigeria has happened to him. This is one among millions we are hearing. Many of our people are disappearing.
Even in the United States here, I've encountered one or two people at my workplace, where I'm listening to all this Biafran program, and they know me now. And these are our own people, our young men. And I'll be telling that Biafra. I say, but I start giving them, instances. They don't want to listen. I say, because you think you're comfortable. So that means you're not going to go home. Or I'll go to Lagos. I'm glad Lagos is turning them on. I love what Tinubu's wife said. Let them go home. I love what that Tinubu
there is something Mazi Metal Meki said what he used to say, which I love. Because I have bought into that idea or into that line of thought. For our people to hear something. Something catastrophic, in a large way, large proportion should happen.
Yes.
Killing again will happen everywhere. That time you will see, go tiger man here beacon. That is the only way. Otherwise, if it is happening one by one, as this one they bulldoze him, his hotels. Thank God he didn't die, because had it been he was sleeping inside, they will bulldoze everything.
He would have died in there.
Yes.
They don't care. And
because
they decided to bulldoze it.
Because for them,
they decided to bulldoze it instead of setting it ablaze. They could have set it ablaze,
yes,
and he would have died.
For them, they are obeying the law of God. People that are obeying the law of God, how can you stay with people like this in the same country? They don't care about your life. They obey the law of God against you. That is part of what we are doing here, this intoxication. But even the Fulanis, will they listen? When you are obeying the law of God, which is against a human being you are living with here on earth, are you not stupid?
Yeah.
You are simply stupid, honestly. You should
I have told that one time, somebody wanted to chew me out. I said, our people still are breeding. What do I mean? They're still comfortable financially. This thing we are hearing here, I have asked because is it really like that? Because when I speak to some of them, I said, I don't think you guys are really under this amount of pressure that I'm hearing. And that is why I said, if possible, I'm not saying anybody not to send money to your parents, but your siblings, those who don't want to engage, stop sending money to them. Those who don't want to engage or be involved in Biafran, not your parents, but those youths, those young men, when they call you to ask you for money, don't give it to them, because they are the ones that's supposed to join this fight. But no, because the politicians are giving the strictly effective nonsense, they continue to follow them. Why should I be sponsoring them? I would rather use that to give that money to those who are fighting for Biafra in Biafra land, because these are people who should be supporting. Those who are fighting for us, whether on social media, whether they are, of course, here our ESN, that is different. We must support them, because these are the ones taking risks. Broadcasting, to broadcast from there is as dangerous as even being a member of IPOB is dangerous. These are people we can support. I'm encouraging anybody to support, but anybody that is a young man or a young woman is not actively involved in IPOB movement under the leadership of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu through Mazi Edozie, don't give them anything when they ask you. Let them follow the politicians, because they are not feeling the heat yet. That's my personal opinion. I said it before, somebody threw me and I don't care.
But one that, one thing also I think about it. Even if you deny them money, they will find a way even to start more killing and stealing of our own people, not outsiders. The only thing for me, the only thing that will bring this social overhaul awareness as it used to be before. When they are killing our people in Kaduna, the same time they are killing in Meduguri.
There's no home. There's no place.
They are killing everywhere.
Destroying our homes back home. Uzodimba is busy destroying, burning the home. So when you all are there, you don't want to participate, and you're saying the last minute they begin to check, there'll be no home to come back, because your home in the village has been erased and burned down.
Of course. So that is what I think that can make Igbo people rise up spontaneously when they feel threatened at the same time, spontaneously. Not one part. If you want to kill the Holy Igbos in Sokoto, other people will say, no, concern. Kaduna will say, no, reach us. No, we there here. No, we are assured. Alhaji assures there is no problem here. Reach us. So no problem. And na Kafancha na Kasina we say the same thing. But no, we're okay here. Now the thing that happened in Sokoto, now those people in Sokoto, concern us. When they finish there, another day, they will go and slaughter in another state. It will continue endlessly. I'm telling you, our people will never. No, it doesn't come. No, it's only one side. But once they start everywhere. But I think, because this thing, right from time I've been praying for I say, where is this riot that used to spread like wildfire in the north every time? Since the coming of Ipob, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, all those things stop. What they used to do, how would these people? How destroy our property of these people? They are how number one politics. I'm telling you, they know that if they do how they used to. Do you remember before? One thing that is happening in Kaduna, everywhere, before you know, it will spread like wildfire. They will start killing our people, and now also from everywhere. But where is it? So where is this type of thing again? Then I know that this Fulani, they are very good in calculation. That is why in the 1920s, one Yoruba man, Samuel, he described the Fulani Caliphate as the most Soviet politicians. When it comes to politics, they are number one. They know when to act. Look at, do you know that is somebody Adamu? He talked about, he tweeted, he said they called for renaming UNN, University of Nigeria and Soccer, to Queen Elizabeth University. This really? What we know, but thank God also, because Ohanes and Debo, how Balekwa, they replied, the person said, instead, rename Asorok, Queen Elizabeth Asorok.
Why not?
Queen Elizabeth.
Why don't they name Asorok Queen Elizabeth Palace? Yes. What's with that?
These people, they take pleasure in doing something to pinch us where it pains us the most. They take pleasure in
because
that.
We have allowed them to be doing that. We know they keep pushing the envelope, and as you continue to allow them, they continue to push the envelope. They're just like children.
Do you
when
know
you have
that,
a child, they continue to try their territory to see how far they can get away with things. That's what they've been doing with us.
Do you know that
until you start pushing them back? When you push them back, then they will know. But as long as we keep keeping quiet, like all this nonsense the Ohanese are doing, they'll continue to push the envelope. If not for IPOB, under the election of Mazi Nnamdi, do you know people would have overrun us by now? They would have been overrun by now. That's the honest truth.
Do you know that in the north, there is no university that is named the University of Nigeria? Talk less of trying to name Elizabeth. But in our land, there is this thing in Omoaya. They name what do you call it? Elizabeth, Queen Elizabeth. All they are doing is highly calculated. All they are doing. All they name their own in their own is Ottoman Danfodio University, Ahmad Bello University, Tafawa Balewa Polytechnic.
Let's be honest, we cannot blame them because we are allowing ourselves to be used. When they propose this name, they don't force it through our truth. We keep quiet. If not for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, we would have been overrun by now. Is it not our people that coming up and agreeing with all these names? I mean, we have our own blames. Look at what is happening. This man, whether he's Jubrim, has been killing our people. He has not hidden it. Even a sitting senator have come out and said we should be wiped out. Genocide. Recently, not even 2 weeks ago. But
no outcry from the politicians. No outcry from anybody.
A sitting governor in Imo State, after hearing that, there was no rebuttal. Nobody challenged them. Is inviting him to Imo State, the heartland of Biafra. So what do you expect these people to be doing? If it's you, And you know their objective I meant to say, is to subjugate us and conquer us. Mazi, I mean, flip it on the other side. If we are the ones and we made up our mind to conquer a particular people or a territory, and the people are helping us, will you not continue to be pushing the envelope? Will you stop? No. You'll be doing what you're doing until you're stopped or you get a resistance. So that is why any right-thinking human being that is a Biafran must reverend Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. He deserves it. And we must thank God for him. We would have been overrun. This one we are doing would have been a child's play. Yes, that's the truth. Mazi. So continue, Mazi. That's your bottom line.
It's really horrible what we are going through. It is horrible. You know, there is this news that talks about large military equipment found in Mahmoud's house. This man that was arrested in Egypt. Nigeria DSS is acting. This is just window display. Because they will say, if they didn't act, they will say, this one is in open. Even Egypt, they know that this man is a terrorist. Egypt is a Muslim country, it's an Arab country. But they detained this man and sent him back. So all these things they are doing is just to show that, we are doing something. After everything I done, Nigerians are dead body. This man is a terrorist. They saw large military equipment. Do you know what the family say? No, he's one of their brothers that is a naval officer. So it's his equipment. Every Fulani, they have military. So to cover everything up. Before you know it, everything will go down. Brrr, and the Nigerians' dead body will continue where they are. No outcry, nothing. Nothing. Let's go directly to the subject of our. So I had many news headlines, but time is going. So let us go to the real business of the day. And the topic said, we continue on these religious conversions. The real motives for religious conversions. It has been for some time now, we are treating it. Today, we are going to talk about indoctrination and total conquest through religious conversions. Indoctrination and total conquest. Now, the real motives for religious conversions is not for you to be good and go to heaven. No. Let us just say this fact now. Why do you think that the Fulani now they translated Quran in Igbo language? They are sponsoring people financially, Igbo people, making them, giving them money so that to change into Islam. Okay, can you tell me? They love those people. They want them to go to heaven. Is that what you mean? But they are destroying our little farms we have. They bulldoze our people's properties, destroy them, kill our people. But they want you to go to heaven, where it is better. What we say here, we pinch that part of your brain that stimulates common sense so that you start reasoning. Imagine that this Fulani, they succeed in converting many of us, because why we are shouting today, crying, it is the same thing that happened when the Europeans were Christianizing our people. That is what I want people to understand. But we are in this, this century. We are in this generation seeing it happen. And we are feeling it. So that is why it seems absurd. Islamization. The same way you are seeing Islamization today as very dangerous to you and to our people. That is the same way our people, we are seeing, our ancestors, we are seeing Christianization. Let me tell you. But they were conquered. So this Fulani now, they want you to go to heaven. They love you, right? No, the answer is no. What they want to do is indoctrinate you into total submission, so that you become conquered, so that they will manipulating your lives, so that in the next 100 years, people that we born our children that time, they will grow up without knowing what we passed through, their ancestors passed through during that time of Islamization, how they killed us. Do you understand how things? That is the reality of the world. So the Europeans, they didn't bring us Christianity because of love. Remember, I've read the plans, the mischievous plans of the Europeans through Leopold. The letter Leopold wrote, King Leopold II wrote to the missionaries, Christian missionaries, they are sending. When they are sending to the Negro world, Africa, what the mischief, And when you study also, like the time the Christian missionaries, European missionaries, Christian missionaries, they were trying to also destroy Japan, calling it conversion. They had plans. Until Japan, the Japanese king, they discovered and said, oh boy, these people, we need to checkmate them. They tried, they said, no, the best way is to go to the kings first, to pretend that not to preach to the masses, but so that when you get the kings, now it's okay. They will do the job for them, for the people. It's a strategy. But those people, they are wise, the Japanese. Sometimes I start questioning, I say, when you ask our people, many of our people ignorantly say, oh, no, Christianity bring education, this and that. No. Now I ask, how does Japan refuse Christianity, European religion, and accept their education? And it went well for them. You understand? Remember, the Europeans, they brought modern weaponry at that time. As of 15th century at that time, they came to Japan the first time. But Japan was able to discern and collect what they want, what they need, and refuse indoctrination through religious conversion. They refuse it. Now, indoctrination is the process of filling somebody with ideas, attitudes, leading to mental enslavement. Simple. That is indoctrination. Therefore, religious conversion forces the proselyte. A proselyte is a convert, to see spiritual attainment only through the perspective of his converter. Before we have our, religion, traditional religion, through which we attain spirituality in our own way, just like the Japanese used to do. Their way of life, Shinto, is their way. It is, it's working for them. Now, all of a sudden, people we don't know where they come from come and start telling us, no, change, you do this, this, and that. They convert us, convert our answers to make us not that they love us. I see a video of the Queen. I don't know whether it's the late Queen Elizabeth or another person, but what I know is one of them throwing seeds, foods like the way you throw corns to chickens that full everywhere.
Mazi, that was her when she was younger.
It was her. I don't know in which country. Is it in the zoo or in any African country? I don't know.
All I know is an African country.
Or even in the United Kingdom, but in Europe.
In the United Kingdom, but that was
they use Africans as zoo animals.
Yeah, feeding pigeons, Mazi, feeding birds, feeding the birds.
How can people like this, people that hate us like this, now they want us to go to heaven? Oh, that
And remember,
heaven.
Mazi, remember,
Oh,
she's the head of the Church of Canterbury. She is the head.
Of
Okay.
course, of course.
Go ahead.
Okay. So the question I ask: how can people that treat us like this? How can King Leopold that killed more than half of Congolese now, but he wants you to go to heaven, a very better place? This is just conquest, mental conquest. The same way the Fulani, they want to also bring their own, indoctrinate us, so that tomorrow they will be the people controlling our spirituality or spiritual attainment. No, you have to pray. You don't know this. We are the people that brought this religion to you, so you have to follow us. Before you go, you become a third party. Even going to Mecca, you pass through the Fulani. Because they are the people that converted you, so they are your superiors. You become an eternal student. There is no way you can do it right. You cannot know it more than them. The same way in the so-called democracy, Europeans, they smartly use this so-called democracy in Nigeria in order to hold everybody down. Whereas the presidents they are selecting is serving their interests direct. So, but they tell you, no, you become eternal student. No, we will send the election, but it's not like that. Election monitoring team. So you have to do it like this. They always go, you have to print a PVC. Who get the contract? Europeans. Okay, from there, no, you have to have smaller machine that we do. Who get the contract? The Europeans. Billions of dollars gone. It's them. But you will never be free. That is a very smart way. They don't tell you that this democracy is organic process. This so-called democracy they are is Igbos. We are Republicans by nature. I used to say it here. When the British came to our land, they saw that we don't discriminate in any type of governance between men and women. There is no discrimination. Women can be queens and rule a community. The British, that time, Britain used to treat their women like Saudi Arabia treating their women today. But these are the people that tomorrow, sometimes I look at this world, it's absurd. They came, they destroyed this thing in our land. They tried to destroy it. Say no, that is why they appointed warrant chiefs in our land are only men. They say no, women in office, no, it will bring anarchy. Only men. It became disgruntlement to even our women. And is one of the causes of Aba women protests, or Aba women revolution. It's one of the causes. But today, it's the same Britain that will come and tell her, we are not dealing, we are discriminating against our women. They will start lecturing us on women's rights. Sometimes I say, this world, how unjustified, injustice has overtaken this world. It's just like on the social media, on Facebook to be particular. In particular, I saw one British page, British politics. They wrote something about the death of the Queen. They say any person that is talking one thing or the other against them, against the death of the Queen, this and that they can block the person. They will block the person. They will. I laugh. I say, oh. Are you not the people that are lecturing us on press freedom, freedom of expression? But when it doesn't favor you, now you have to block. Because you are, that is the reason why Paul Kagame asked BBC presenter. He said, when they talk about, their values, say, who sets standards for values? Oh, you take us as savages that don't have value. Now you bring your own standard. Not one check you, I'm telling you. Now, let me continue what I'm saying.
Mazi, I've always argued, anytime I have opportunity,
please.
And I gave a session, lecture on that. I said, listen, any African woman who is advocating for women's inequality, that is this nonsense I hear, the person doesn't know the history of a black woman. The person doesn't know themselves. Because just like what you said now, that's why I'm bringing this up. If you go back, if we can go back to history, black women, African women were never marginalized. They had a free hand to compete with men. They were queens, princesses that went to war, led armies before the Europeans knew anything about that. They were women who controlled kingdoms. It was based on merit, your ability, your tenacity, your intelligence. So it was when the Europeans came, they brought in their patriarchy system of government, which is where men dominate and rule. And what instrument did they do to perpetuate that? Christianity and Muslim. A woman was not supposed to speak in the church while her husband is there, when men are there. Is it not recently that women were, in Pentecostal churches, women are allowed to be given like ministerial positions?
Wada, do you know? Oh, let me interject a bit. Do you know? Wada, do you know that in the United Kingdom today that is shouting, "Oh, women right, women right. Oh, we Africans, we are not." Their own women were marginalized until 1918. That was when women were given right to vote, not even taking office, to vote. And the woman must be above 30 years and above. Do you understand? But they are the people that will now come to teach us our own tradition, our own character.
Yes. And we're accepting it because we don't know our history.
No.
And but when you contrast that to our girls, our women, they led wars, princesses, governed communities. They were younger women, okay? Because it had nothing to do with their ages. Now, going forward with the argument I was making, even in the United States here, Mazi, when Kamala Harris became the vice president, in fact, they started when Hillary, I love her though, when Hillary won that presidential candidacy, and they were saying they had shattered this glass ceilings, I said something. I said, "Excuse you, Liberia produced the first women president. When? We have countries in Nigeria, in Africa that produce. I think Liberia is one I know, and she did a good job. When she became the president of Liberia,
even the president of Tanzania today is a woman, I think.
She never saw it as shattering ceilings. But just now becoming a vice president in America that trying to champion equality, champion giving women opportunity, champion leveling the playing ground, because a woman just became vice president in 2021 or 20, you call it progress. When women in Africa have been leaders, been president, who is fooling who? Because we don't sit down and think about these things and realize the manipulation they're doing. But the same concept is what they're doing. They come to us, they take our raw materials, we give it to them, they come here, refine it, turn them into a finished product, bring it to us and introduce it to us, and we're jubilating like it's something new. It has been going on. They come to us, they see what we have. Instead of praising it, they marginalize it. They talk down on us.
They try to destroy it. They destroyed it.
Destroy it.
And demonize it.
And then they will take the same idea, the same concept, whether it's object, whether it's religion, bring it back to them. Refine it. Bring it back to us, and we are jubilating. Let me talk about our religion, because that's what we're trying to talk about. They came to traditional religion of Africa. They told us that when you mold an object, when you sharpen an object, fashion an object, you are worshiping an idol. It's a sin. You can't do that. You cannot consult oracle. It's against God. You're going to hell. They destroy our deities, our shrines, carry their images, their representations, came back to Europe, put them, build up houses and put them and call them museum. And you and I, they want me to go and pay and go and say, I refuse to go to any museum that showcases African native arts and I have to pay. I refuse to do that. I don't do it. These are my things. You want me to pay for it. But let's go. When they finish this foolishness, they brought the Bible. Go and look at the Bible, especially the Orthodox Christian religion. They mold something, they call it Mary. And Mary is supposed to be the mother of earth, the queen mother. What is the difference? We have Allah, the mother earth. They told you it was wrong to have any image, but they can have Mary. Put her, people are kissing her. Even some people are saying they hear her. Some people say she cries, she talks to them. They carve something, they call it Fatima. They carve something, they call it Jesus Christ. Images, people bow to them. I want somebody to tell me the difference between a cement that is molded and at least the one my ancestors were worshiping was made from organic substances. But we are willing to accept their own. And then we're parading ourselves that we don't worship any graven image. We don't worship idol. This is what the Christians are telling you. And I'm asking them, why do you have these images? Cross is an image. Just like you're going to accuse somebody of wearing beads. It's the same accusation you must lay on somebody that is wearing crosses. They're simple. They represent something. But we are not thinking. We buy into every nonsense they bring to us. They will come and take our ideas and then flip it around, bring it to us, and we're ready to buy the hook, line, and sinker. These are our problems. We must learn how to design. We must learn how to appreciate who we are. Because once somebody is able to convince you that you are lesser than who you are and that what you have is nothing, it's then game over for us. And that's the awakening we are ministering to let us know that we are unique. We are the real prototype. In us, everything is complete. I meant to say. We must dig into who we are and begin to unleash our potentials. Because call it civilization of humanity, even from the Bible, from every scripture or set of religion, started from Africa. We are the originals. All every other person is generic. So we must get back and think deep and realize who we are, because they have gamed us a long time. And that's what these people are trying to do, the Muslims. Religion, you're bringing it because you love me, like what you're trying to say. The white people brought it, they love us. They love us because they want our soul to go to heaven. That's why they're preaching this new religion to us. But you don't want the person to live here and produce their full, express their full potential. You don't love them enough to feed them physical things, allow them to enjoy their natural resources, leave them in their own environment, habitat, to be who they are, express their values, and express fully who they are, and enrich the earth. You don't love them enough to do that. Rather, they refuse for you to condition their mind so that they can be substitute to you. You say you're killing them to send them quickly to God. And then you, who knows how good heaven is, how blissful heaven is, want to remain on the physical earth, continue to inherit it. And you're telling me you're bringing this religion, using it to kill me because you love me so much. That's the fallacy, Mazi.
Of course.
What are you here, Mazi?
Of course. You know, you are talking about loving us so much, but they don't want to. I add, they want us to go to heaven, right? They love us, but they use visa to lock their countries. These are people that love us. So. They love us. You know, the other day I read how one northern pilgrim from Nigeria, was they not only one person. They were deported from the past is it Mecca Hajj because of fake visa. Why didn't they tell them, why didn't they consider and say no, these people, they at least they spent money, pay their tickets, and they want to come here to worship. No, they, and okay, no, just come, even with fake visa. Don't worry, don't worry. No,
because it's all about saving the soul.
oh,
You know what it's supposed to
be? What we are trying to do is to at least redeem remnants of the pieces that is remaining in our bread. I'm telling you. Let me continue, please. They indoctrinated us into demonizing our guardian angels, ancestors, as evil idols and demons, while eulogizing and singing praises of their own ancestors and gods. An example I have to give here is using the Greek god. I said it the other day, I taught it a bit. Greek and Roman god, they call Apollo. A-P-O-L-L-O. Go and as I'm talking, go take your mobile phone, type Apollo, God Apollo, A-P-O-L-L-O. They use that Greek Roman god name as the name of American third manned spacecraft project that first landed human being in the moon from 1968 to 1972. Apollo. They know the reason why they did it. No, I don't know. Do you know that even the astronauts, they bear the images of that Roman Greek god, Apollo? Go and Google it, it's there. Check the images. You see it. And you're surprised. But in our own, they tell us, oh no, our deities are bad. Oh, they are evil. Please cancel it, cast it, this and that it. But with their own, they are progressing. They are progressing and advancing.
And you have to know that it was not a coincidence, it was a calculated, effort to use Apollo, because, and then think about that was the one that successfully landed in the moon.
Exactly.
The successful one that, even though when you go and watch it, even after their landing, they had a problem with the capsule, because that was what they used was the capsule, but they still were able to land.
Of course.
If it was us and they say, name that aircraft Ahajoko,
hey, you will see pastors and this and they say this is evil. Hey, all
the pastors will be crawling out from their cocoon and begin to catch fire and brimstones. Okay? Even this woman that died 2 days ago or yesterday, I don't know whether that story I read is true or not. They showcased that there was a rainbow that shortly appeared on the castle. I asked myself a question. Okay, so they're buying in this astronomy thing. This astronomy strange event, because they said it appeared, a brief moment, it disappeared. The picture is on internet if you type it. If it is us that we have somebody like that and die, let's say a prominent king Eze in our land died today, and somebody say after he died there was a rainbow, do you know what the Christians in our place would do? But we are talking about the end of the church of London. They are now telling you, asserting her death, equating her death with the appearance of a rainbow. What are they telling you? When Jesus was born, according to the scripture, there was a star that appeared. Now they're telling you, this woman, they're trying to put a lot of credence, a lot of power to her deity and who she is, because to them she's a deity. And you will see our people flooding, following, not asking questions, but if you invoke Ahajioku or any of these ancestors or any of these are deity, our people will start casting brimstone, speaking in tongues and everything. St. Paul is a dead man. St. John, none of them is living today. They sometimes live, die. So they are ancestors. But you cannot pray in the name of our own ancestors. They tell you it's an abomination. I am the David, the son of David. David is not your father. He doesn't know you. Don't have any genetical profile with him. God of Abraham. Abraham cannot speak for you because he's not your ancestor. He doesn't know you. He never met you. But you cannot invoke the ancestor of even your own grandfather. Some of us don't even know the names of our grandfathers. But it's okay to invoke the ancestor of somebody who lived thousands of years ago. You believe that he has the power to intercede on your behalf. But your father or your mother who died a few years ago has no power. Rather, he's evil. All he can do is to bewitch us. Mazi, we have a lot of work to do.
Of course, of course. You know, I don't want to digress, but somebody said something one time, which also I chuckled. You know, all these things also, it falls back to human advancement and development. The more you develop, the more you advance in civilization, the more even you can influence others. You can conquer others, because all is about conquest and nothing more. Because you know why we quote all these things? The person told me because they wrote it down. They wrote it, and today we are reading it. Even if it is not true, but we are reading it. And I look at it, I say it's true. Because the people we are able to be civilized, advanced enough to write something and put it down and preserve it, no matter how imperfect. Even if I think it's you and I that we are speaking one time. This creation, Adam and Eve of Eden. You also said something, that when you look at read the book of Gilgamesh, Epic of Gilgamesh.
The Epic of Gilgamesh, yes.
All these things were something, there. When you read it, it's the same thing, but the only difference is the names. Adam,
they change
color that, but
and some location.
Yes. So now it seems to me that all these things is, just like we used to do folk tale, akụkọ ifo. It is oral something. But maybe the whole people, nobody knows how to write or read, but people can tell stories. But some clever people in another place will just carry the whole folk tales and write it down in their own way, as if it happens in their own place, as if everything is them that are, orchestrated it. Now, when they push out the book, they write in everything, the whole world will be reading and believe that, it happened there, because they are the first people to start writing, have the brain to put everything down. That story they had, even if it happened, people that told them the story, they are visitors. But they say, okay, let us claim it. It's our own thing. Now they write it down because they are advanced enough to write, put it down. Now you read, because if you don't read, which other thing do you read? Nothing. It's only that they push. Now everybody believes, yeah, this is it. So that is one of the things. Now let me continue without a digression, please. As I talked about Apollo, I want you to understand that Apollo was the Greek and Roman god of divine distance. Do you see how they put it? Do you see, before they do something, as they sent a manned spacecraft to the moon, they know the deity to consult. Because this Apollo, he was the Greek and Roman god of divine distance. The God who made mortals aware of their own guilt and purified them of it, who presided over religious laws and constitutions of cities, and who communicated with mortals in his knowledge of the future and the will of his father Zeus. His father is Zeus. From there you get Jesus you are talking about today. He is said to have the ability to see into the future and the power over light. Do you see that? All those things they consulted, they are tapping from that their believed deity, Apollo. And they have to put the photo in their the insignia they wear, the astronauts flying, they put the photo of that Apollo. Because go to internet, you see the photo, it's there. They put it in order to bring the good luck, all those things they believe. Because it is their own thing. But I don't know Apollos, I don't know who. What we know is peculiar for us, but we are programmed to demonize our own. Why? That is the question. It's indoctrination. It is not that they convert you so that they love you. In this world, there is nothing like love or hate. It is who can exploit each other. What can you bring to the to the world? What can you bring? You earn your respect. It's not about love or hate. Japan Japan attacked the Europeans, the first Europeans that came to bring them this and that. They attacked them because the Europeans, they were going for conquest. But Japan cleverly took the samples, bought the samples of their weapons. And the second time they were coming, Japan bombed them, used copies of what they manufactured, what they copied locally of the European weapons. They used it to fight the Europeans. And the Europeans have to surrender. They were shocked and surprised. Now they have to treat with Japanese as equal, with respect. The business, they were doing business with Japan now as equal people, because they know that, look, if we make trouble, these people can give us trouble. So they treat with them as equal, with equal and mutual respect. But in the case of Africa, no way. If you don't do anything, they'll impose it on you because they know that you are on the ground. That is what we are trying to change here, please. They immortalize their gods and ancestors into days of the weeks, months of the year. They gave their names to the discovered exoplanets such as Jupiter, Saturn, Mars, Mercury, Uranus, Venus, Neptune, etc. These are names of European gods. Don't you know that? Jupiter is the king of the gods in Roman mythology. He was the god of the sky and thunder. His brother name was Pluto and his sister was Ceres. Saturn is the Roman god of time, generation, dissolution, abundance, wealth, agriculture, periodic renewal, and liberation. I'm telling you about the initial exoplanets that you learn primarily. You understand? Mars was the ancient god, a Roman god of war, and also an agricultural guardian, a combination of characteristics of early Rome. He was the son of Jupiter and Juno, and was preeminent among the Roman army military gods. Most of his festivals were held in March, the month named for him. Latin is Martius. You will see somebody answering Martius. You don't know. You don't know you are answering Aros in your chat. You know that? Many of all these names is Aros. But when you call your own, hey, you know that's it. Just like what I say, you call your Ahajoku. Hey, that's no. Join them, enjoy. Who did us this? We better turn back because we are heading into abyss. I'm telling you. Mercury is the Roman god of financial gain, commerce, eloquence, messages, communication, including divination, travelers, boundaries, luck, trickery, and thieves. He also serves as the guide of souls in the underworld. Uranus was a Greek god, the son of and husband of Gaia. Gaia is Earth, with whom he fathered the first generations of Titans. Venus is a Roman goddess whose functions encompass love, beauty, desire, sex, fertility, prosperity, and victory. In Roman mythology, she was the ancestor of the Roman people through her son, Ernest, who survived the fall of Troy and fled to Italy. Julius Caesar claimed her as his ancestor. Neptune is the god of fresh water and the sea in Roman religion. He is the counterpart of the Greek god Poseidon. It is really a pity that we learn about the ancestors and deities of foreigners, why we completely demonize our own, thereby relegating them to nothing, as we are made to see them as evil and demons. While our Nollywood filmmakers demonize and vilify our own ancestral guardian angels through their films, the Europeans promote theirs in their films. Example, the 2014 Hollywood film named Hercules, in honor and praises to the Roman god Hercules also. the Roman god of strength and heroes. Remember, I want to let you know, listen, mathematical elements in cultural astronomy in African stories has been discovered in different myths and legends from San folklore of Kalahari, South Africa, the dancing stones of Namorutonga in Kenya. All this you don't know that. They don't want you to know that. The prowess of our ancestors, what they achieved, even scientifically, they hide it. Do you understand? When you talk about the dancing stones of Namorutunga, listen, it is not that of Salisbury in the United Kingdom. No, it predates that. Do you understand? The dancing stones of Namorutunga in Kenya, it was put there by our ancestors, by Africans. The calendar system of the Dogons of Mali, based on the phases of the moon, to the mini megalithic Stonehenge of Nabda Playa in the Nubia Desert, known today as Southern Egypt. Do you understand that? Nabda Playa is the world's first astronomical site. It is built in Africa by the indigenous Africans and is older than the United Kingdom Salisbury Stonehenge. This African 7,000-year-old stone circle tracks the summer solstice. You know what is meant by solstice is the longest and shortest days of the year. About 21st June and the 22nd December. These are the two solstices. The 2 days, the longest and shortest days of the year. And the arrival of the annual monsoon season. It is also the oldest known astronomical site on Earth. It is African. But because of this religious imposition, indoctrination, we are meant to demonize all these things. Why do we allow ourselves to be manipulated into demonizing people that achieve this type of early prowess, which was simply cut short by the Arab and European colonialist invaders? Why? We are simply minimized into hopelessness and unimportance when we continue being indoctrinated into believing that our indigenous culture and religion is inferior, while defending, fighting, and dying for the foreign religions being brought to us by our oppressors through the sword. Today, the problem we are having in Africa, the two religions that are causing mayhem, is it indigenous religion? The answer is no. It's if not Islam and the Christianity, the two sides. That is, all are foreign. And these people that brought it through the sword. They brought it with mischievous mindsets and plans, in order to indoctrinate us, in order to conquer us completely. But today we are aiding and abetting all the rubbish they brought to us. Well, I don't know whether you want to come in before I continue, please.
Yes, Mazi, two things I would like to bring in still on the topic. You know, I'm beginning to think that this thing, Tinubu and Shetima did, selecting two Muslims on the ticket. But it's not a coincidence, okay? Because there's a way these Fulanis operate. The message I am taking from there, which I would like us to think about it. They are making a statement telling you that they are sure that they have a good number of Muslims in Yoruba land. So with that, they want to use that religion as a galvanizing force to bring in the North with the West and then deal with the Southeast, I mean to say, because Yorubas are Southwest. Now, from my perspective, what I'm thinking, I think is like more of an experiment to see. Now, it's not a coincidence too, if you take it a little bit further, that the translation of Quran into Igbo language is happening now. Because to them, remember, Yoruba Muslims, they have Quran translated in their own dialect. And that's one of the weapons, how they used it to make conquering to getting the Muslims to be, the Yorubas to be, continue to convert to Muslim. It's the same method they want to use. So even if they fail now, because it's the same group of people that sponsored whoever, he said he was sponsored from Saudi Arabia. It's the same group of people. Whoever translated this thing. So they have started their works. Even if it doesn't work now, they believe in the next time they'll be able to have at least 10 to 20%. I don't know the percentage of Muslims in Biafran land. This is something we have to take a census, if possible, find out. But I believe they have a little grip, at least 5 to 6%, because that's how they move. There is this article, I'm looking for it, where it breaks down for you how they use this religion to conquer people. When they're like under 10%, let me put it that way, they don't make noise. They will tell you, oh, we are peaceful, we obey the law of the land, whatever law you put in, secular law, they will not make noise. Once they begin to hit 10%, they begin to raise their heads. They begin to resist the law of the land. Once they begin to hit 15 to 20%, they begin to demand Islamic laws. If they hit 30 to 40%, now they have to overthrow you, the system. So this movement of translating Quran into Igbo language, tell somebody like me who has studied that book, that data, it's a data, that where they are now, they believe they have at least 5% of the Biafran people as Muslims. So they're walking ahead. So the translation of this book will help to get people fast. And if they can do that and get up to 10 to 15 to 20% of Biafrans as Muslims, and Nigeria tariffs, what they will start doing is, anytime they're having an election, they'll be using that religion as a galvanizing force. And trust me, Mazi, it's going to be powerful. This is why we must fight this thing and resist it. They are not using it because they want to save our souls. It's purely political equipment. There was an article, there was a video I saw that I don't know whether it's recent or not, but an Hausa man, he came out, he was saying that people should share this video. It was so encouraging to me, because what it tells me that what Mazi started, what we are doing is hitting the nerves. A Hausa man said, our eyes are open. These people are not the same with us. The Fulanis are not the same with us. It is not about the religion. They are using the religion to destroy us. The indigenous people of Nigeria should come together as one. Fulanis are visitors. I was surprised you were repeating the things you people say on Radio Biafra. I saw it today, so I believe it's still on internet, Facebook. This guy was on fire. He was, they came in, they used the religion to blindfold us. I think what sparked this, he said, pay attention. In Zamfara, in Sokoto, in all these places, you hear that they are going and destroying farms, and the terrorists are going in and destroying villages and putting up their names or farms. He said he has paid attention that they were all full Hausa communities. There are no Fulani community has been affected. That's when he started thinking that people should go and check what he's saying. That all these things you're hearing in Zamfara, hearing in all these places, that the communities, the farmlands that are being destroyed, that people that are being displaced are Hausa communities. No Fulani community has been destroyed. So what they're doing is they displace them, they put the Fulanis in there, change the name of the community. That this thing has nothing to do with religion. They're just using the religion as a weapon. It was powerful what he was saying. Just like he took a script from Radio Biafra. So Even outside, so we have to be careful and begin to resist this thing that is coming to us. I know our people are seeing it as nothing. This is how these people move. Once they're able to get 10 to 15% of our population, it's a whole lot. Because with that religion, once they push their button the way they do, it is difficult for a Muslim to vote for a Christian. Unfortunately, we are not like that. And then among our inner midst, then they're going to come and carve out a whole 15 to 10%. This is politics. It has nothing to do with religion. And religion has nothing to do with the soul of man, saving the soul of man. Is the script they learned from their master, the British people. That's what they're playing on us. And we must. I'm praying that Biafra will come quick. Because our people, I don't know. Then another thing I wanted to ask is like a question, Mazi. I don't know if you have the answer. The Ekumeku, I read that they resisted the Christian and the British, the colonial invasions for 31 years. I'm trying to find out. I'm trying to research and find out what was the how did they do that? What means did they use? Because they didn't use the they didn't have a better firing power compared with the British. So how were they able to resist for 31 years? And what was it that after 31 years they couldn't continue to resist? That one I'm telling myself that it will have to do with saboteurs. But I'm fascinated. What was it they did? And they were able to resist for 31 years. You don't have to answer me now, Mazi, but I'm just curious about it. So I'm going to yield for now.
Let me just say just very little thing before I continue on what you asked. You know, the Ekumeku warriors, first of all, they were in our local cult. You understand? It's our local religion. It's our religion. So they were bounded together under one oath, not to betray each other. It doesn't matter where they are. They were one. According to history, what made them more formidable? One, that oath, that secret society. You know, in our land, there are societies that people, you reach an age, you enter into it. It is not to kill. Or, you know, what they call secret society is the people's mind will go into one thing or the other because of the situation, the society they found themselves in. No, it is for good. It is to make sure that things are done well, that you will not betray me, I will not betray you. That is it. So, that Ekumeku warriors, they were going mass attack, mass defense. If they hear that the British, they are coming to campaign in Onitsha, in Delta side, as of today, let me use today's name or names. Everybody from Arochukwu, everybody will gather, fights hard, and defeat the British, because these are people, gallant men. They are, antelopes in the bush. You cannot see them in the bush because it is their land. You can never see them. No matter the British, if the same way the Japanese fought against the Americans. Let me tell you, the Americans were afraid. I'm telling you, during the Second World War, not even the first time. The ninjas. Have you forgotten about the ninjas? The Japanese, yes. The Japanese, they were people, in the forest, you hardly see them. Before you know, you are dead already. So you can't see them. Because that is their training. That is the way they act. It is their land. They go, their land, their ancestors were helping them. That is the origin of the ninjas. People they are shadows, you cannot see them. It's just like they.
It happened to the American Indians too. There was an American Indian I met the other day. We were speaking the same thing. Yes.
Yes. So that is why America and these Japanese, they fight till they don't fight to live. Oh. In Japan, they originated this word kamikaze. It is not Arab for
kamikazes.
Yes. So it is Japan. They don't fight to go back to live. They fight to die because it is one of the samurai codes. Honor is more valued than life itself. Instead of you to live in a life of dishonor, you die. It is now you be honored. You maintain your honor. So Americans, they were so afraid because a time came. There was in one island. I followed that documentary one time. There was in one island in Japan. They surrounded the Japanese. America surrounded the Japanese soldiers for many days and weeks, if not months, and cut off their supply lines. They thought that these people will surrender. They didn't surrender. They were announcing to them all of a sudden, to their surprise, when they reached their enclave, they found out mass suicide of the Japanese soldiers. All from
was it the island of Sao Tome?
I've forgotten the name, So all
I think I want that documentary you're talking about.
They saw only dead bodies.
Yes.
They were afraid. They said, these are the type of people we want to fight. He said,
yes.
no, wow, we need to use another strategy.
Suicide.
That is why they started using propaganda. America started using propaganda against Japanese soldiers, not to fight to death, because Americans, they want to fight and go back to see their family. So they are not fighting the same human beings. They don't have the same mental state. So that is why after everything failed, now they developed a nuclear bomb, the first nuclear bomb. If not for that nuclear bomb, Japan ready to fight to the last man, because it is in the code of the samurai. You fight, you don't give up. You don't turn your back to the enemies. Instead, you die. It's better. And for a soldier, for a Japanese, for a Japanese soldier to die, maybe he have died already, or the body have died, but he's still fighting. He can come and clear up to 5 soldiers before even falling. He will be shot into pieces. Why? Because of they use combination of their religion, everything, to make sure that they win their enemies, and that is what is will help them. So the samurai, the Ekumeku, they were using the same thing until sabotage entered into them. Some people, disgruntlement started. Some people said, now we the fight this, now we the fight this thing always. Now we be the most distant brave soldiers. You people waiting. Once that thing entered into them, they say, okay, if not like this, everybody should go and defend his community. No problem. No more mass attack, mass defense. That is so when they fell, the fall of Ekumeku. What I'm telling you is the reality. It's a historical fact. They now fell back.
Mazi, sorry, it is called the Saipan and Okinawa.
Yes, okay. Now, our brave soldiers, ancestors, that Igbo factor entered them. And they on the Chubos, now you people are on, now we be the real brave people. Every time, now our people, they die more. So why? And there is confusion. There was confusion in their midst. So now they concluded that if it is like this, we are no more going to fight collectively. Go and defend your community. Now Britain started taking one community after another. Others, and that thing still continues till today. If it is happening in Abia, people in Imo or other places, we say, no, it no concern us. No. Now that side, if they reach here now, they will see, say, we be men, their ground. They will kill that side, burn and slaughter that side, and come to your side one by one. They'll be picking. This is what the Fulani they have learned. I'm telling you this time.
But is it not what we are doing now?
Exactly.
They are killing us in the Hiala. Those, what they will say, it is not, it doesn't bother us.
No,
those in
they're cool, no problem.
That's what we are repeating.
We are waiting
them here.
it is exactly. People in here say, we are waiting them here, don't worry. Let them finish. Wow, you people now, no, sabi. Rise up and kill them now. Defend your land now. If they come here, they're going to say, men, sabi, men, their ground. And they will kill those people. Others will keep quiet. They will finish and they will be able to regroup and come back and kill you, slaughter you, nothing. Others will be watching like more. It's exactly the same thing. That is why they are taking us one by one. One by one. Why do we allow ourselves to be manipulated into demonizing people that achieved this type of early progress, which was simply cut short by the Arab and European colonialist invaders? Let me tell you, do you know religious conversion is used mostly to control and checkmate you as a person, as an individual? You know, if the caliphate, if they succeed, for example, in watch the people they have subjugated, like part of Yoruba land. They impose their religious law. I mean, even if it is not public, but the Fulani will be controlling them. No, women, you have to wear this and that because it's a religion. If you want a woman, for example, that wants to play football, soccer as a hobby, that is what he likes in life. They say, no. As a Muslim, you cannot do it. What does it mean? It's control. They checkmate you. They checkmate you. It is conquest. That is what it means. They checkmate you. There is this woman, this girl, a little girl that was, I said it the other day. I think he's in Denmark, either one of these Scandinavian countries. He's a football player, but he came from the parents came from Afghanistan. They are from Afghanistan. They are refugees. But he's the captain in the female soccer team of one of those Scandinavia, either Denmark or Norway or Finland, all those places. Now the girl can play very good, but look, does Afghanistan have a female soccer team? The answer is no.
No.
Because religion checkmated them. People should understand this. Talk less of, even they checkmate their women. They are like, no. It's un-Islamic for a woman to learn, to study, so that they keep them as breeding, reproducing boxes. You understand? So this religion, it checkmates you. But when it is our own natural religion, we know how to do it. It is our way of life, our natural way of life. So we imagine, look at the female soccer team, the Nigerian female soccer team. More than 95% is Biafrans, mostly Ibos. Imagine today that they convert us to Islam. You will see.
Yeah, because when they go and win, then they'll be called Nigerians.
Exactly.
But then you don't have the Northerners participating.
No, they don't participate.
When you started this program, let's apply the principle they are using, that you cannot sell alcohol in the North, you'll be destroyed. So now, if this particular law is applied in all Nigerian land, so we will not have any female soccer team.
Their female cannot play.
That's
but
what it means.
when Southerners, mostly Biafrans, go and show their body, work hard. Now they take the glory as Nigeria.
We will share all the glory. So if religion, if this thing they're preaching, that according to their own laws, women cannot show their body, it's abomination, they will go to hell. So these our young girls are good enough to go and showcase their bodies, acquire this glory for everybody to share. Meanwhile, their souls should be going to hell. That's really the implication. That's it.
Okay. You know, imagine what I want to bring out here also. Imagine now that they convert us into their religion. You know, second conversion from the European one, we enter Arabic one. Imagine our young ladies that have talents, that wants to play soccer. They will tell them, no. The Fulani that will be your imam, we preach. No female. If they see your leg to play, they'll cut that your leg.
They'll burn you. They'll burn you alive.
So do you see how they use religion to checkmate you? You are natural. That girl that is a captain now, that is doing fine, doing very well. In her own country, she can never try it. They'll kill her.
No.
Do you
That
see
talent
how
will be wasted until she
exactly.
when she dies, she'll be buried with it.
Do you see how religion, they use religion to checkmate? It's total conquest. Even if you want to do it, you say, they tell you, say, no, you cannot do it, this because of and you cannot argue. Because it's them that knows more than you. Do you see? Let me tell you, we are Europeans are also wise. You know, now when they became through Roman Empire, Europeans, they converted them into Christian. Into Christians, yes. But many of the countries now modified their own Christianity, their own way. Like in England, they severed from the Pope, from the Vatican. So they are doing their own Christianity. They don't have anything to answer to anybody. Let me tell you, this is what France, smartly, but little by little, France wants to create their own Islam. What I'm telling you is reality. France wants to create their own Islam that is orthodox. But it's a generational thing. It's little by little they are creating it. Little by little. So that they will severe. Because they have no other choice. They cannot do any other thing more than. They cannot now tell people, no, stop, because France is full of different religion, including Muslims, mostly. So, now, these Europeans, now, they severed, in as much as they say, okay, we can live with this. All of us are Europeans, white people, Caucasians, Christianity is now our religion, generally. It's our now way of life. They try to modify their own. Each country is Christianity. Now they have, instead of having Pope as their leader, they now have Archbishop of Canterbury. They devise their own Bible, King James Version, that is peculiar for them. It is not the same Bible that the Vatican used to have. Let me tell you, for people that are fighting Christian, this and that, so that now their own Christian bishop, their own Pope, Archbishop of Canterbury, they name him Archbishop of Canterbury. He is now the person that is crowning the queen or the duke, the king. No more Vatican. They severed from Vatican so that they do their thing. They owe nobody. No explanation. Why did you do this? This is on Christian. They say, no, this is our version, the way we want it. This is our own Christianity. Russia, the same thing. When you hear Greek Orthodox, it's the same. Russia, they have Russia Orthodox, which means they don't have anything to do with Rome. Do you see it? That is why, I used to praise the Yoruba Christians. They are trying to do like that. It's not something you do in one day. It's little by little. That is all these people, they are building their capitals. Their Christian capital, they are severing it from other places. They are not answerable to America, neither to any European district. They are building their own in their land, in Yoruba land. So that Deeper Life have retreats. They have branches all over the world. Every year they have retreats in Yoruba land. People will come from Canada, from every, as far as you are their member, you are able, just like Mecca. You go, you come retreat. You bring your money. People will enjoy. People will benefit in Yoruba land. The same, for Yedeko. Our people are the most stupidest set of people on earth. All they do, they don't consider future. All they do is what concerns them is what they can get now. They are blinded with now business. That is why our leader calls us, we have mercantile mentality. Mercantile mentality. People go and research more what is mercantile mentality. Mercantile. Oboro azumahia. What you can get now. If you don't have gain, I'll say maybe I'll try another thing. You can sell it anyhow, buy another thing. That is that mentality. We bring it in any way. Even in our religion, instead of to follow good path, in order to indigenalize even the Christianity, we indigenalize it severe little by little, so that we build our own kingdom, our own religious kingdom, even via their religion. We are in the Yoruba. They are very wise. In the Yoruba, I'm not wiser than us. I'm telling you, in every aspect. I'm telling you honestly. You know, before I thought that we are smart, indeed, why the smart, but our leader made me understand that we are the stupidest set of people when it comes to collective living, collectivity. All that matters for us, what we are good as individual hustling. Now, bumbo, on a mofuma, on a man. What you do when you are people, when a whole nation is labeled as bad. What your individuality doesn't mean anything. Why are you struggling to get any other passport other than Nigerian passport? And you are proud of it. You get, oh, now I have American passport. And you are proud of it. Why are you not proud of your own Nigerian passport? Look at the clip I played about Mantu. I think the interview was in 2019 or 17, sorry. When he confessed, he said he was a Senate speaker. He said that he is tired. He rigged the election. He is tired. Why he is confessing now? That he is tired of being seen as a criminal. Once you call yourself a Nigerian in the streets of a world, that is tired. People think that it is Yahoo that gives Nigeria a bad name. No, it is what the politicians, what is happening in the political world in Nigeria. That is the main problem. So this man, no. So it doesn't matter. He's a billionaire, but it doesn't matter. They see you as the same thing as far as you hold that country's passport. That is it. That is why when you have another country passport, you are proud. You don't want to associate yourself with a Nigeria. Look at when you are going to Nigeria now, you use your foreign passport to get visa. Why are you not proud of that Nigeria? Because you know that the people, the nation is labeled to be, rotten. So, what am I trying to bring here? Collectivity is how they judge each person. A whole Dangote doesn't travel with Nigerian passports because, it's an embarrassment. It doesn't matter he's a billionaire, a world-known billionaire. It doesn't matter. Anywhere they see, he coming there, they look at, I beg, stay here. It's an embarrassment, so that they search you because they know that a criminal is there. So what am I trying to say? This individualism cannot help us as a people. Let us remove it. That is why our leader formed this IPOB, one family. That is what we are doing in order to unify ourselves as a bulk. That is it. So, owing to because I will soon open my lines, owing to what we are saying, we are simply minimized into hopelessness and unimportance when we continue being indoctrinated into believing that our indigenous culture and religion is inferior while defending, fighting, and dying for the foreign religions being brought to us by our oppressors through the sword. Japan would have been in this type of messy situation as Africans had they not resisted the European religion to maintain and continue their civilization through their local belief system. Our enlightenment and physical restoration should be a thorough work, which should include primarily the restoration of our mentality and psyche back to our roots, the revitalization of our indigenous culture and tradition, including religion and our indigenous angels and religious relics. This will contribute in appeasing the spirits of our ancestors, the guiding angels of our land, which we have terribly offended, so that they could fight with us to bring in sanity to our land. This will definitely usher in an overall liberation, both mental and physical, which shall in turn bring help or bring us confidently walk towards, or help us confidently walk towards development without any feeling of inferiority. This we need in order to pursue and earn our respect in this planet Earth. Therefore, our quest for the restoration of Biafra is for our total and complete emancipation from both mental and physical slavery. It is not easy, but it is not impossible. This is why we are doing what we are doing. One other, please, go on before I open the lines.
I think basically, Mazi, we have said a whole lot today. We can go ahead and open the line and see what the reactions are going to be. I believe in just giving enough so that people can be able to retain and meditate on them and regurgitate, and then leave room for questions and answers.
Okay, I will go into, or we shall go into a few minutes break, so that when I come back, I will open the lines so that people will start calling it. Please don't go away.
A scam. Igbo, Yoruba, Zulu, Taswana, and the moderators, please, am I allowed?
Go ahead, we're listening, but just make it fast.
All right, thank you. All right, the title of the article is do you want to know what a scam is? That is the question. Now, a scam is having the Bible translated into Swahili, Igbo, Yoruba, Zulu, Taswana, Ndebele, and every other African language, but having zero scientific book translated into a single African language. That is a conspiracy. That is a trap, and that is a scam. Someone who can be scammed with the same trick over and over again for decades upon decades is considered a fool, and their gullibility and lack of critical thinking make them willing participants in their own demise. I have walked into different libraries and I have seen university science books translated into Chinese, Russian, Portuguese, French, German, Spanish, and so forth. I have seen Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill translated into French. I have seen the Japanese version of A Man's Search for Meaning. I have seen a Spanish version of The Alchemist. I have seen the Korean version of The Art of War. All these books, I have seen them in various languages, but not in any African language. You will never find a church in Africa where the English-speaking preacher would not have a native translator next to them doing the translation. Here's where the scam comes in. You also will never find a school in Africa where the English-speaking teacher will be having a native translator next to them translating chemistry, physics, mathematics, geography, economics, etc. to the students. I have seen many science books translated into various languages, but none in any African language. The Chinese are taught mathematics in Chinese. The Japanese are taught engineering in Japanese. They are all taught finance, astrophysics, medicine, accounting, geology, management, government, and so on in their languages. The only book that Africans have had in their language is the Bible. And the only time Africans have something translated to them in their language is in a church. Important historical facts. Think seriously about this. The Black African, the wretched of the earth, is the only member of the human race who has been brainwashed to think that his ancestors bequeathed him with a curse that has prevented him from attaining aspired goals and life desires. Almost every misfortune he encounters on earth is the fault of some ancestors who must be bound and cast with the fire of the Holy Ghost in Jesus' name. The white people don't have terrible ancestors who have done terrible things. No, it's only the black ancestors. Over the years, the black ancestors have been so vilified by Christians, they pay tithes, stay up all night, fast and pray to destroy the African ancestor in the name of Jesus. The black ancestor is so wicked, he cursed his own kids. Having cursed his ancestors who gave him life, the black man is roaming around the world like a tortoise without a shell. He has no backbone, zero identity, thus no race respects him. He is lynched in Malaysia, incarcerated in Cambodia. He is shot like a dog in the streets of America. In Europe, he cleans the white man's shit and they spit on him. Why wouldn't they? A man who hates himself and despises his roots deserves no respect for whatsoever. John Hawkins was a foremost English slave trader, a thief, and by contemporary moral standards, he can as well be called a terrorist. John Hawkins made 3 trips to West Africa in the 1560s and stole Africans, whom he sold to the Spanish in America. On returning to England after the first trip, his prophet was so handsome that Queen Elizabeth I became interested in directly participating in his next venture. And she provided for that purpose a ship named Jesus. Hawkins left with Jesus to steal some more Africans, and he returned to England with such dividends that Queen Elizabeth made him a knight. Hawkins chose as his coat of arms the representation of an African in chains. Please, am I still audible?
You are.
Thank you. I'm going further. Today, the generations of Hawkins and Queen Elizabeth I are alive and enjoying life from the proceeds of their evil ancestors. They don't demonize their ancestors despite their active involvement in the greatest evil humanity has ever witnessed. Both individuals sanctioned rape, kidnapping, and mass murder, but their children don't bear ancestral curses like Black Africans. You'll be hard-pressed to see a member of the British airline publicly denounce slavery. If that is wrong, please point that to me. Isn't it time to emancipate yourself from mental slavery, O ye Negro? If ancestral...
Welcome back. This is Radio Biafra Hausa-Service coming to you through the auspices of Radio Biafra London. My name remains Mazi Jonathan Chinedu from Olu province of Biafra London. With me is one other Marian T. Heather. We are here live and direct. And remember, as our HOD have said it, on Tuesday, being the 13th, is going to be total lockdown. No chicken should come out. Because I think it's that day they say the impostor will visit our land. The same day, our leader's case is called upon in the court. You understand? For hearing. So, we must do the needful. No person should be seen outside. Our lines are now opened. The call line, the direct line is +1 213 328 6224. I repeat, +1 213 328 6224. Our WhatsApp and Signal line is +61 405 142 547. I repeat, +61 405 142 547. You can see even the people that are called. There are people that are mentioned by our head of the directorate, Mazi Chike Doziem, as of yesterday, people that were removed from their offices, people that were suspended or expelled. They know themselves. You see some of them coming on social media. You know, our leader will say, yes, for a few days or a few weeks or months on social media. After Nkaga, I saw one is expressing his frustration on social media. So let us be mindful and be focused. Of course. I have a caller. The first caller, please. Caller on WhatsApp, welcome to the program. Please make it go straight to your point, please, because you know, on today's program, many people want to call to aid their views, please. Do not hesitate also if you can ask your question so that we will try, even if we cannot answer it, maybe one caller will also answer it because we are learning from each other. Caller on WhatsApp, welcome to the program. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Mazi. Can you hear me?
The whole world is hearing you, not only me. Please go on.
Okay. Thank you, Mazi. Thank you, madam from the US. What you guys are doing is really necessary. It's really beautiful. Beautiful. Mazi, I just want to make some contributions. And I'm going to start from, you know, the worship of the sun in Europe.
Mazi, go on.
The Europeans were worshiping, you know, before Christianity. If you look at the picture of Jesus in most Catholic churches, you around something behind you. That is
they call it.
Is the disc? Is the sun disc?
That's it. And you ask the people, who tell you, have you ever seen a bube monster before?
From where?
It's what It's what they tell us, what they program people to.
Even the Pope
exactly,
the Pope
exactly.
They're doing there's something they do. They will carry it. You look at that thing. That's the sun discs. They're still worshiping the sun, my brother. That's what I'm trying to say, because you say before the Christianity,
Yes.
the Christians don't
Yes,
understand that they're still worshiping the sun god.
Yeah.
Especially Roman
Yes,
Catholic.
the sun god,
That's
exactly. Mazi, also, most of our people don't know that the name, that name God, was coined out of a deity, an ancient deity that was worshipped in Europe. In some part of Europe, they call it Godin. In other parts, they call it Godan. Now, when the bishops of the Catholic Church, the first ones came, they were now asking themselves, we have to give our spiritual entity a name. What did they do? They chose the name of that ancient deity. They removed the last two letters and made it God. Now, they brought a Jesus from Israel to become the son of their God. How did that join? Our people can't even ask questions. A God from Europe and the son from Israel. How? Now, let me dive into the Ekumeku, about the Ekumekus. Mazi, I am of the, I support the motion that our Ekumeku warriors should be named as saints in Anibu, all over. Believe me, if we do that, we are going to thrive in anything we are doing.
We need to research their individual names. Ekumeku is their.
I have them.
Yeah,
I have them. I can get the names for you.
That is it.
Where I come from my own town, my great father fought in that war. His name is Idegu Otokbo. Ike Otokbo is weeds, strong weeds. That's what it meant.
Please, after you send it, these are sent. I suppose we're supposed to be calling them.
That because we have to start archiving all this.
Yes.
So Mazi, please, I am of the opinion that IPOB should make it mandatory. Let us deviate away from all this Western, whatever they said they gave to us. What they gave to us is fake. I don't know why our people cannot easily sit down to think on their own. It is very demeaning to us Africans. Mazi, do you know that the transition from paganism to Christianity, do you know that all the attires that the pagans were wearing in their inside their temples was what the Catholic Church took over? They are using weekly days. Weekly days are named after their gods. Months of the year are named after their gods. And our people cannot think. And they have each god for a particular day. Saturday today is for Saturn. Tomorrow is for sun, the day they worship their sun. Our people will go to church thinking they are worshiping God. They don't know that they are worshiping the Oyibo people's sun. Sun. Mazi, I will send those details to you as soon as possible.
Yeah, I will be happy.
Sorry,
I will be more. It will be
Mazi
more better
from Germany.
It will be more better. You send it to my Facebook, even if it is an inbox. Jonas Raphael, please. It will be better. Okay. You understand?
Okay, I will do that.
You inbox me with that. It will be more handy to me, please.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
I will do that.
Try to do that. Thank you.
I will.
Yeah, just to add to what my brother just said, because this is a thought I have, but he just joggled my mind. One of the deception in Christian religion is that word son, the Son of God. They coined it the Son of God to deceive people, because now you spell it S-O-N. But the truth is that they're talking about S-U-N. The Sunday, which is what we call Sunday, is the day they worship the deity that governs that day, sun. But just to cover it up, the massive deception there is changing it to be the sun, S-O-N, of God. That is one of the crazy deception that people have. I figured this thing out long time. When I figured out that all these days are attached to all the European gods. So that thing there is because if you, which is where some Christian denomination argue like Jehovah's Witness. How can God have a son? They had to bring that in to pull up that cover up, and they have done a masterful job. Yes, to the rest of us, we think they're talking about SON. But the people who orchestrated this deception, they are talking about SUN. I just want to bring that in to add to what my brother said.
There, we must continue. Just one thing, let me put this in across also. Like our brother say, the religion is fake. For me, I will not call it outright, say it's fake. No. It is the people's, the Roman people's own thing. Yes. So I cannot call it fake. The only thing is that it is not our culture. It is not. It doesn't concern us. They impose it on us. We should start seeing. You understand? So it is the way they live their life. It is their own thing. It's just like Japanese now.
Their own understanding, being inspired.
Why should we cherish and understand the spirituality through that pattern? We have our own original way.
Exactly.
That is what I'm saying.
That's the thing.
That is why when they praise their own deity, they go their way. I talked about Apollo. They had successful moon landing. Everything successful because they call their God. You understand? Why they use their own natural way, their own way? Why
the way they were inspired by nature, the way to access and harness nature. That's religion.
It works for them.
That's what they're using, and then they brought it to us, and we are following them.
Yes.
You know, just debasing our own and trashing our own. That's the argument. No religion is inferior. The highest I can say is that this religion is generic to our own, not that it's fake.
No, yes, that is what I'm trying to
generic.
say. Yeah. So that is the thing. So if anyway we go back to our own thing, we will be more successful because that is what is natural to us. I have a caller on direct line. Just call on direct line. Can you hear me? Go on, please.
Sir, I can hear you. Good evening, sir.
There, welcome to the program.
Good evening, sir. I can hear you, sir.
Go on.
Hello.
Go on.
Unbelievable.
My goodness me. No, Mazi, go on.
Yes, sir.
Mazi, go on. The whole world is hearing you. Go on. God, they cannot hear me. The whole world was hearing him. I have a caller on Signal. You have been there since going to 8 minutes. Caller on Signal, welcome to the program. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, Mazi Jonathan.
There were.
All hail Biafra. IPOB one family. IPOB one family. My brother, religion is fake. 100%. I don't see reason why these people should bring these two religions to us. You see why? These people go to Iran today. I'm telling you, you see, more than every year, it's almost 134 women executed, both public. Saudi Arabia, not only that one, even the permission. They call something fake is when somebody control, it's not God. Man, you see, give women permission to die. Before in their religion is provided, but one person come and remove it. But you see, now I'm here now in Morocco. Every Friday, before this normalization of tie between Israel and Morocco, every Friday, go to mosque, we see the imam, giving point about the killing of Palestinians. But today, I'm telling you, if any imam say this in mosque, they will take me to jail immediately. So such a thing.
Mazi, please, hold on there. Mazi, hold on there. But let me make clear what there is a point you are bringing there. I understand. I caught up what you said. Let me make it clear so that people will understand. The point you are trying to make that religion is fake. You are in Morocco. You said before Morocco normalized their ties with Israel. You know, today, Morocco and Israel, they have diplomatic ties. They have normalized it. It's not been a long time. So, but before that time, as you are saying, say if he goes to the mosque, the whole mosque in every Friday in Morocco, they are preaching. He say, Palestine, Israel is killing Palestine. Israel is bad. They are devil. But since they normalize ties, which means it's government. Now, if they hear you talk against Israel in the mosque, you'll be arrested. You'll be taken to jail direct. So that's what. But before, they will use religious sentiment in order. Oh, our brothers in Palestine, they are suffering. Yeah. They are Muslims. They are this and that. That is what our brother. I catch him. What is a point he made? He said religion is fake. The more you look, the less you see. My brother, what they are using, they use religion to to indoctrinate and captivate people.
And whip up emotions.
Whip up emotions for easy control. Easy control. They can manipulate you very easily. That is it. But I don't blame communist countries that worship their government. I'm telling you. Because government is number one. The communist governments, I'm not a communist anyway, but they say their own openly. But normally, every country, their citizens, in one way or the other, worships their government. Every successful country. That is the reality. But they are doing it in a diplomatic way without pronouncing it that the government is our God. But in the case of communism, they are saying that government openly. But that is the reality. Because government is number one before that religion. Government. If government is saying, now, the whole, everything, both the pastor and this and that will captivate. That is it. That is it. Imagine that Nigeria is a working country, for example. Government will look at the fake miracles, how they are using these fake miracles in churches in order to deceive and scam people. Once they come, they bring up a bill and make a law. Bam! Miracles we see in churches. Because if you do they are waiting, police will be waiting for you there. They'll come and carry you. So that is government. That is what our brother is trying to say. Mazi, please continue.
Again, if you walk in the time of Corona, even some of them going to church mosque, you see them putting them something like touch to know if they are this. But if it is the government control it, so we put it up. And this new religion is the only religion to come to condemn indigenous life. My dear brother, and a Jewish man today in Israel is telling you that if not indigenous, especially with the work they pass through, they may lose of life. And they later see somebody like us, we are alive. Since not today, it has been opened in a way where we are heading about our own traditional religion, way of life. We move in an ancient way, just like an Elizabeth. But those people, according to them, they move it in a modern way because of their living in civilized world. So that is the thing. My brother, Buhari coming to Imo State, my dear, it's not coming to visit. My brother, these people going to suck us the remaining tubes of gas that remain in Imo State. Finish. Nobody should come out. And you see, there is a point he made, my brother, what these people are criticizing people be and assuming that it's we that is doing these Boko boys and all these bandits. My dear brother, the type of B-52 they will use against us. And that's why we are shouting. If they hate you, we will not hate yourself. My brother, no other alternative. Because the wicked is crying at what is going on in his own. The chairman, all of them, voting, picketing, everything, they do it that we. I think we are not with somebody, but thank God. I love your preaching, my brother. Keep it on. Good night.
Almost Biafra. Thank you very much, my brother. We must continue in what we are doing, honestly. There is no going back because there is no back to go to. That is the reality. Therefore, we must continue. Forward, ahead. I have a caller. Let me try to know whether it's caller on direct line. Can you hear me? Caller on direct line, please off your radio and listen. Go on, please.
Good evening, wonderful people of Biafra. Mazi, actually, we are hearing the gospel from this hallowed platform that God gave to us. All the things we have been hearing, messages of them or have been calling from Ibocha, we are a white man named Port Harcourt. So, Mazi, the gospel you are giving to us tonight, we are hearing it, and this gospel is sinking into our marrows. And this is one of the problems we have, this Christianity, because our people here, the way they think, the way they do this time, concern this Christianity, if you are around, you're looking at it, you see that they are behaving like people that they have taken their brain.
Not
even
like
the people that carry the Bible behaving as if
they have taken the brain.
They are going to heaven immediately. When they come out from that church, you see the kind of life they are having. When you are telling them of things they're supposed to do, they are having the ones that their pastors are telling them in the church. Thank God for the prophet that God gave to us. Thank all of you who have been enlightening us for we to know things which we did not know before. For those who is listening to the word, like I particularly, I listen to this word, I listen to all of these things. Before we are just swimming into this Christianity issue, thinking that God, we are just moving to heaven today, tomorrow. Then our prophet came, Mazi, Nnamdi, and when I start listening to this hallowed platform, I thought that some of these things we are doing, we are just wasting our time. Even if some of the pastors who is leading people in this country, they are looking for their belly. They are just using people, they are just helping Europeans for the ones they have done to us. They continue from there, start dealing with us. I thank you, I thank all Biafrans who is making us to understand and know things which we do not know. And the Lord Almighty continue to giving all of you strength to be teaching us all these things for we to know. It will sink to our brain and we must change. They said that somebody will repent. We must repent from those things that white man brought for us. Since we have been dying here crying, I have never seen any Christian headmaster or pope telling Nigeria not to kill us in the country. We have been dying our death. Today, God, our Elohim, will listen to our voice. Mazi, thank you for this program tonight. Because the program is sinking into our blood and is sinking into our body and our marrow. May Elohim continue to give strength to all of you who have dedicated their time to do the work of heaven according to our leader. May God Almighty bless you all.
Ndewo, Mazi. Thank you. Remain blessed. We must continue. I have a caller on WhatsApp. Welcome to the program. Caller, can you hear me?
Good evening, sir.
Welcome to the program. Say, was it again?
Mechukwu nke bịa na gọziekwa onye ndu Nnamdi Kanu nwa ọma Chineke weta n'ala Biafra ka ọ ga-ezọpụta ndị Biafra. Ịmadị nwanne m ife onye ndu na-asọfa now. Ife onye ndu na-asọfa now by force by forced sufferness to deliver the children of Biafra from their mental slavery. Nothing again. Biafra is already there. Just for people head, their memory, their IQ, their wisdom of understanding, given to us free by Chukwu Ikebiyeme. Nnamdi Kanu is suffering for that brain, for that wisdom to go back to way. The day the wisdom will come back, and it will make everybody rise up once. Without gun, Fulani will run. The soldiers will run. It's like that 5,000 years ago coming, 2,000 years ago coming. Christianity is a scam, just like fake. Why they say it's a fake? It's not. No country in this world has religion as a Christianity. No. Every land created by the Chukwu Ikebiyeme. Every land given law by Chukwu Ikebiyeme. Every land has their culture by Chukwu Ikebiyeme. There is something, if you want, there is a wicked type of wickedness you want a wicked person. And you know that wickedness will affect you. Because of what you will gain, what you are looking, you are aiming for, through that wickedness that you want to do to that person. It will not make you allow that wickedness to that person to affect you, for you to get that person. That is why the white people, they came to meet our father the first time. They enter inside our father to know the secret of our father, but they want to use it in rough way. They see that our father, there is a power controlling them. And now they went back and cast some human being called from Ghana to arrange them, to ask them about us, because we are one right from Egypt before there has another evil mind. Just like they depart them from we Igbos. As from them, they know our secret. A Christianity just formed to come and weaken Africa. It's not, no white man has a deeper life here, has something here. No white man in country. Just like if Biafra come today, this thing we are shouting, you will not see it shout again. Why? The law given to the Biafra land, and which is Biafra government, it will not make people be happy, living fine. What caused person, you are telling him about church, church is not good, he will try to go. Why? Because another person, now God bless her, giving him what he wants or give her what he wants. He will not telling you that, hey, I went to social church, this pastor pray for me. That is why I got what I'm looking for. You will not run into that place. But if country is working, if Biafra come today, the Biafra government, they will not arrange everywhere to be okay. That is why after the choking, the woman being volunteered herself to become a government of a country. They are the second to God in this world. That is why if they make a mistake, they will not fear. They will not fear the law of the land. The law of the land make control every woman being. No, this is the law, and they must follow them. And you become the politician, the government of that country. You will scare to do that evil that will affect the masses, because the masses will rise up and you will get problem in your office, just like Italy here. When their former president start misbehaving, you see the youth rise up. They protest only just a little day. They remove the man from seat without completing 4 years, talk less of getting to 8 years, which is Salvini in Italy. We are a religion, our religion is our culture, nothing like, forget about this church. Church, Catholic, all those things, just like Aye for court, red cap, black cap, it's just like Oboni, it's just like Amok, just like Anglican is Amok. Just like Oboni is Anglican church, just like Oboni, which is Catholic, just like Amok. Oboni, you can come. There is the place they can do the meeting physical. Whether you know how to read, you can join Oboni. But if you don't know how to read, you cannot join Okot. Because occult is a spiritual writing and it's a spiritual messenger sent by anyone in occult. All those, if you like, you will join occult, you not like, you join. That is why our leader say, anything you like, you want to serve. When Biafra come, you serve. But you must respect the law of the land.
Mazi,
you must respect the law of the land.
Round up. Many people come.
Respecting the law of the land. That thing is your mind. You will not expose it to affect another human being. That is how we are living. I born, I grow, I meet my fathers when they are living. Whether you can passing along the road, you get to person compound, it's not your compound. You will show water putting inside it. That's small pot, just like a fridge. They will drop it at the mouth. You will enter and open it and drink water and go. But now you cannot do it because they're not following the law of the land. Each land has a law. That law will make you will not think bad against fellow human being. That law will make you will not plan something to take person wife. That law will make you will not do anything that will harm another person because you are scared because of the law of the land. They will tell you, you want to make land kill you. And now you will not do that battle again. You will respect yourself. But now we Igbo focus a food that we see today. That food that they want it today. If it's tomorrow, forget. You will look for another way, like what you said before. And they bring out the church, but now church now make the really messenger, the spirit of the land, send message to come to this world. You call thinking that it's you to go to open church. Why they start opening the church when they receive call from the spirit? They're thinking that they want to use that call to make money. Now they say let them go to church way so that they will get crowd. When they're doing the church, they will not get crowd. They will not see the money because of it's not that way. The spirit
Mazi, round up, please. Round up, please. Thank you very much.
Sorry. The church now will make them. Now, when they're going to the church, when they're pressing through church, no Christian, no member, it will make him to travel back to the native doctor that he don't want to follow tradition well, to go and ask him that I'm not seeing member. You see it? Because he go through church for the message because of money. Now they will not continue doing charm. Here they will start doing charm of killing human beings to make sure a crowd of human beings come to church. Because if 2 million they church pay 1,000 every Sunday. And a big money, and it's Sunday now the day when sun shine after God creates heaven and earth.
Mazi, please round up. You have taken more time. I think I will cut you, please. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much. Caller on signal, can you hear me?
Yes, my brother, I'm hearing you.
There, well, welcome to the program. Thank you for holding on.
Thank you, my brother, and thank you, our sister Miriam, with you in the studio. Good evening, Biafrans and lovers of freedom. My name is Ifan Chukwumadabichi, and I'm calling you from the Kingdom of the Netherlands. Let me start with the question that you touched before the main presentation. That is the question of leadership. You see, leaders, like our sister said, are born. And the leaders have a mission to save or better the lives of his or her people communally. They don't want power for power's sake or personal enrichment, but as a means to an end, being communal interest of his people. What we have now in Biafra land are mostly, stomach infrastructure, political jobbers, and politicians. Most of them are selected and imposed on our people to further Fulani group interest. That is Fulanization and conquest of the East. That is Biafra land. We knew, and our ancestors knew and worshipped Chukwu Okike Abiama before the intrusion of the Europeans into Africa and Biafra particularly. In Biafra land alone, we have original names for Chukwu Okike Abiama. We call it Tamuno, or him, we call him because we refer him as a father, patriarch. So we call him Tamuno, Ogene, Ayeba, Abasembom, Tamara, Olise, etc. So nobody will tell us that we don't know God. They brought God to us. It's a big fat lie. And what I want to say is about I cannot say in good conscience that religion is fake. Like you said, my brother Jonathan, these people worship whatever they worship before they come into our space. Fake or not, it's their business and it's their faith. And so also our own. But where I have problem is how they demonize our own mode and the name of our creator and started calling him whatever they like and impose it on us. And then the originality and or intention of those faiths they brought to us is, for instance, the head of Catholic Church is in Rome, Vatican City to be precise. Now, the question I ask from today to tomorrow is, why didn't the whole Christians during the Biafran genocide come to war, openly say, this cannot happen? You cannot tell me that the whole Christendom didn't know that genocide was going on in Biafra. But because they have oil and other mineral interests in Biafra, they let it happen. And then the question is, do they really believe in what they gave us? Up to today, genocide is happening in Biafra. Our brothers and sisters in faith are not acting like there's something happening. The same thing, same question goes to England with the Anglican Church and the Canterbury head of the Anglican Church, and all the heads of Christian denominations all over the world. Don't you know that your brothers and sisters on all Abrahamic faith, especially Judeo-Christian faith, we are dying daily? There's ongoing genocide. There is ongoing undeclared war on us, but it is in the news. It's not in the city. You say you can hide behind, you didn't know, you didn't hear, but we know that you knew and you heard because you had the intelligence agencies even as at then. So the question is here is that my surmise here is that thing was used as a tool to condition our people for the interest of those who brought it. You see, we drank the Kool-Aid. When I was growing up, I wanted to become a reverend father. So I thank you and our sister for this program you are doing every Saturday. Of course, events on our radio didn't permit you to do it, some weeks now. But the Kool-Aid our people have been drinking, we need to feed them another thought, more to think, not only go to pray and the fast. It's good, we do it, but then we have to put common sense in the whole thing. You see, the government of Biafra will regulate religious affairs. So let nobody think or say we ban Christianity, you lie. Because our leader said it on Radio Biafra that you will worship cockroach if that is what you choose to worship, or any other thing you choose to worship in Biafra. But it must be, what do you say? You must be regulated. That is the point we must stress here for the avoidance of doubt. Thank you, my brother, and thank you, our sister. God bless you all.
And you too. Thank you very much. I understand what you said, but before I go on to that, please, caller on direct line. Can you hear me? Caller on direct line. Are you there? Please go. No, it's gone. So, like what our brother said, yes. What we are doing is quest for Biafra restoration. And there are many things that are blocking our people's brain from joining this restoration. And one of it is what we are treating today. It's about religion. I'm telling you, it's one of the things. If we talk, let me pick this caller. Caller on direct line. The callers on WhatsApp and Signal, please hold on, I'll come to you. Caller on direct line, can you hear me? Caller on direct line, please go on. Caller, no, it's gone, please. So what I'm trying to say is this. You know, here, one of the obstructions we are having is what we are treating. We talked about trading, Israel, which is also one of the things. We used to treat it. So why should we shy away from treating one of the main factors that is blocking our brain from joining what we are doing? I personally have seen different people. Now I like what you people are doing. Say, why I never join? I joined the say, and I know Okwaha his Christian religious group. We are not allowed to. I'm not for worldly struggle. It's a sin for me. Do you see? Now somebody will tell me, no. Why should you start talking about religion? No, we should not. We must continue talking about it because that is the reality. That is the reality. Now, I saw one Reverend Father that used to talk very well. He said, pray for your enemies. One of the Christian Association of Nigeria's men person, there was, I had it in the headline. He said that Christians should be praying for people that they should not hate their enemies like all these terrorists. That we should pray for them. So, why should we continue maintaining this idiocy? And we will not talk, we shouldn't talk about it. That is a question that you need to think well before answering it. We are telling you that building a government, a formidable government, controls religion. In this age, Europeans, they were in the era of belief before. They were doing just the same quagmire we are in today. Europeans, they have passed through it. That is why when they look at Africans, they laugh. They pass through this situation, and this Christian religion, they use it in order to bring them down, to cow the population, to continue making them docile. Something that they should rise up to protest or do something about this. The bishop will come and say, no, pray to God, God will solve it. God, he will preach to them very nicely, giving them false hope, the same way they are giving Nigerians every blessed day in the churches, in the mosques. No, believe everything. Don't worry, we will reach there. God is in control. Just take it easy. Do not do anything. God is in control. So it makes people become docile. And you tell us not to talk about it in this restoration effort, because this is one of the backbones that is, or one of the main obstructions that is holding this struggle. I'm telling you. When Biafra comes, our government will be strong to provide for the people and to stimulate our people into working. The same way Thomas Sankara stimulated Burkina base of 1980s to work, no matter that they were illiterates. They started working. Now, anything you want to believe in, go, no problem. If you want to worship grass, that is your cup of tea. But the only thing is that you must be under the government. Do you see how our brother called from Morocco? I picked that point. The government allowed the mosques, the imams, to preach against Israel in their mosques to raise the anti-Semitic sentiments using their religion. It is the government that allows it. They leave it. But when now they made peace with Israel, they established, diplomatic ties with Israel. They became friends. Now they say, hey, oh yeah, you mosques, they pray, it's okay. Now they are no more our enemy. Forget it, leave them. You see, they change. Government is the institution that directs. Number one, it's not the religion, because they control religion. They control the religion. I'm telling you, they give order. And now, maybe if you go to the mosque, they will be talking good of Israel, because that is where the government flows. So when Biafra is restored, everybody will believe what he believes. but government will be in control. You cannot use your pastorship, clergy. I mean, as a clergy, you start scamming people like they do in Nigeria. Scamming people in fake miracle. He may miraculize. I say, okay, you raise a dead person. Oh yeah, they bring you to mortuary. Oh yeah, you raise everybody. If you don't do it, because it's a scam. When you scam people, do you know what it means? How people used to scavenge in order to at least pay their pastors a bad day. Because the pastor will preach it is divine. Once you pay, once you give something, now you will receive a miracle money. Anything you are doing, it will be okay. This and that. And people will hustle. Do you know what it means? Do you know the pain? We are contributing. It's a scam, scamming the people. So government need to enter into all these things in order to control it. It's not like in a place like Nigeria, where nothing is controlled, because it's playing to the advantage of the politicians. That is why they left it so. After all, the politicians goes to the churches, goes to the mosque for campaign. So they allow the clergy to play as they want, use the people as you want. After all, you are handy. You are one of our weapons of winning election, campaigning election for election. That's it. So why should they do control? They leave you to your gullibility. When they use they plan somebody is mad. They'll bring him. They will hear him. Somebody is an actor. Somebody they brought from very far away. All this healing, I never see where they use somebody that they know. That is one thing that used to surprise me. We must continue. Let me caller on WhatsApp. Yes, caller on WhatsApp. Can you hear me? Welcome to the program.
Can you hear me?
The whole world is hearing you. Please go on.
Yeah. I greet everybody in the house. And Wanda, I greet you too. I greet you, Mazi Jonathan. I don't know man eke. I don't know man ori. I don't know man afo. I come in what we are saying about religion. Very, very important and educative. It's very, very educated. I educate myself in this religion of 18 this evening. And I pick one thing that one of a call said.
Mazi, please, can you stop you lower or put off your radio, please, because it's echoing.
Are you hearing me now? Are you hearing me now?
Yes,
very well?
Yes. The whole world is hearing you. Go on, please.
Okay. I pick on in what our brother say about Ekumeku. Ekumeku have to be our saint, number one. Because Radio Biafra is our religion. Here in Radio Biafra is where we worship. And Chukwokikabi Amapremihenine is our God. We already believe in that, IPOB family. So we start with this religion of 18 have already washed our brain for long. But today we are getting the message clear. That's why I pray to God that you, Mazi Jonathan, will be our minister of education. Because this we pass through education. After the government, we pass through education to educate our children for the future purpose. And all those that come and that will come against this of religion of 18, our government will take care of it because we all believe in Biafra. And we will do what very possible and everything our power to make sure that we create our own religion as we say that we worship in this Radio Biafra. And Biafra is our religion, and that is what will happen. So I greet each one of you, the one that made contribution, and everything that you people are saying, all the whole world have been listening. And everybody that have saying something from the beginning make a point. And the point is, we must surely create our own religion. And that our religion will control us. Other religion, we will put it into our food. Because all is fake. As one that make a point, Mazi Jonathan make a point. Eke, Orie, Afo, Nkwo, is our days and have names and meaning into our language as a Biafran people. And we have to use all those things to make a way for future generations. So I thank everybody. My name remains Carlo Agara, calling from Senegal. Thank you, everybody.
Name bless. We must continue. Caller on. Caller on WhatsApp. Welcome to the program. Caller on WhatsApp. Can you hear me? Mazi. Welcome to the program.
May Chukwu continue to bless you and bless our Mother Miriam for the good work that you people are doing to Biafra. I remember Mazi Chukwu calling from United Arab Emirates. This gospel of restoring the brain of our people back and liberates our people from this camp that they call Christianity. Understand? Why we call it camp is that it's not our religion. It's the religion of the European, the religion of what is
Italian slave masters.
Thank you very much. The religion of slave masters is not our religion. That is why we call it a camp to us. Because he didn't work for us. This Roman, this is a religion of a Roman. The deity, they are worshiping their deity. Like this Sunday, that is their deity that they are worshiping. It's not our religion. And why we are saying it is that this is the weapon that they use to cage our people, giving our people fake hope. Understand? Giving our people fake hope of heaven. Why there is nothing like heaven or earth. Nothing like heaven or earth. That is why we tell our people, join this freedom of Biafra restoration so that we have a good government that will take care of everybody, just like all this Western world, that government is taking care of their people. Because government is the God that we see in this earth. In any nation that there is no good government, that nation is automatically a hell on earth. Understand? Any nation that you have a good government, that is a heaven. Just like all this Western world. That is what we are telling our people. The government is the God that we see on this earth. That is why you see Africa today speaking in poverty because there is no government. That is why you see Nigeria today dying in poverty. Everybody is dying in poverty because there is no government. The one we see today in Nigeria is a criminals in the name of government. So, you people should, I know this Biafra restoration. He opened the eyes of people to know that Christianity is a big scam to act worshiping our own tree. Chukwokike is our own tree. Go back the way of one ancestors. Mazi, Jonathan, I'm happy for the radio Biafra.
There we go.
Sure, may Chukwokike continue to bless you people.
And you too.
More wisdom to you people. More wisdom, Wachineke. Thank you.
Remain blessed. Thank you very much. We must continue. I think we are gradually heading towards the end of this program, but I might take one or two more calls. People are calling, mostly on direct line, but let me try. Caller on direct line. Can you hear me? Caller on direct line. No, it's gone. It's gone. I think we'll be heading towards the end of this program. Honestly, we are now 3 hours plus. It is worth it. What we are doing here, I call it disintoxication. If Europeans that have Christianity as their way of life, if they could revolt, against, let me pick the caller on direct line. Welcome to the program. Can you hear me? Yeah, please go on. There we go on.
Said my credit a long time ago. So my question is this, please, you and Auntie Wanda, can you people tell me sincerely, why did Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and every one of you came at this hour to redeem us from what you think or what you tag is freedom? Please, because see, very soon I will do something some people will not like. Let me reiterate my question, because I've seen that things going on the way it's going is making others like the black or maybe the so-called indigenous people in Nigeria to think that we're just pouring water on a stone. It's not penetrating. You can't tell me that you wake up from your kindergarten and pass through all the works of education you have achieved or acquired, you and Wada and every other minister on this platform. And each time you say what you say, you expose what you expose with genuine reasons and genuine arguments. Those people still remain complacent. So my question is this: why did he want to redeem us? Because I came to understand that there is no purpose on earth or anywhere in the scripture that God pointed him, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, to come and redeem this idiot like me and the idiot around there. Please, it's pointed as in I'm feeling bad here. Why did he answer me? Why did he came to? He should leave us alone. Let us stay like this, because
Mazi, Mazi, let me come in here. Sorry, Mazi.
Thank you.
Okay, I hope you're finished. Okay, you've gone. You know,
I think you'll be listening at the background.
Yeah.
Mazi, if you want to go, you go. If not, I can go first.
Go on. Although I have I don't know, I have a last caller which is on hold. So I don't know whether you want to wait so that they will.
Okay, I can wait. I can wait.
Let's hear from the last caller. Is caller on WhatsApp? You're going to be the last caller, please. Please make it as brief as possible. Can you hear me? Caller on WhatsApp. Caller on WhatsApp, are you there, please? My goodness me. This is an international radio. Wad, I think you have to come in, please. Go on and proceed towards your closing remarks also. Go on, please.
I'm going to use this as part of it. My brother that just spoke, honestly, I feel your emotions. I know that raw. I feel your heart. I feel your mind. I feel your frustration. But To go to your question or answer your question, I'm going to attempt it from what I will call the Genesis. What do I mean? We all believe, everybody believes, there is a super being called God, nature. But everybody addresses them according to from their own values, being inspired through this deity, this super deity. He inspires everyone according to their geographical location, their values, which he is the one that inspires them. He is the one that places them. This is my belief. Wherever we find ourselves is not coincidence. So he placed me there. He is the one that inspired the ancient people, whoever, the people that started living there, gave them inspiration to come up with what we call the culture and values, and even their dialect and behaviors. Because when you follow my line of thought, this particular, I'm using a geographical location, say Biafra land. All the trees, let me be fair, most of the trees, our animals, even our ants, are unique to that environment. They are unique. That's a purpose. That means they belong there. I mean, you can take them from that habitat. You can take them away from that niche to another niche. But the argument I'm making that they originated from there. That's their homeland. So when you bring the totality of these things, they are not coincidences. So now, remember I started what I call Genesis, that the super deity. The Europeans call it God. We call him Chukwu Abiyama. Other people, their local dialect, they have their name, Tamona, whatever they give him. The spirit of the same deity. Because I believe, and I know we all believe, that he controls, he rules, he created this thing we call world, universe. Beyond it, we can never be able, most of us cannot understand. I'm talking about now, I'm shifting into dimension, physical, spiritual, beyond, because when you go into the spiritual dimension, you have different dimensions. Even your book of Genesis said, in the beginning, God created heavens and earth. So he controls all. So he loves all equally. That's what makes him God. We are all important to him. From his perspective, none of us is lesser than the other. All these arguments, all these behaviors that people continue to pan out, like I'm better than you, my religion is better than you, my culture is, of course, religion is man-made. But my culture is the right word, is better than yours. Because I am dark, I am less human. Because I'm white, I'm more superior, I'm more intelligent. They are all fallacies. They are deception. Because when you make that argument, you're trying to say that this deity made a mistake. That's what somebody is trying to tell me. I refuse to accept that. So now let me shift directly to answer your question, because I wanted to lay this background. Once in a while, go and pay attention. I always tell people, follow events, follow sequences, follow certain things. You can connect the dots, even when it comes to the movement of the universe or the activities of the world. I have paid attention. I'm realizing something. Whether you go through astronomy, astrology, what you call spiritualism and whatever, there is something unique about 400 years and beyond. Once, whether you calculate it from Roman calendar, your own calendar, because when I even charted our own local calendar, which our ancient people were using our 4 market days to do the calculation of the rotation of the sun, They were so accurate that when you split it, which is the 4 market days times 7, it gives you 28 days, which is 1 full moon. When you multiply that 28 moon days, I believe into, let me not do this, I would say take it and divide 365 days. It will be, I think, 11 months. It will only be short of 1 day. That's how close they were in their calculation. And even when you go to Maya calendar, it's almost the same thing. But the Roman calendar we are using, they have 1 month has to be 28. The other one has to be 30. The other one has to be 31. But our own ancestors were so accurate that they use the moon, which is 28 days. And when you work what I have just told you, working back, it brings you down to the 4 market days. That's how good they were. And that 1 day, you can look at it like the leap year. But I'm not going there now. So what I'm trying to bring out here is this. Every 400 years and above, something happened. There's a paradigm shift in this in the physical earth, which of course must have originated from the spiritual realm. Nature does something. This deity does something, especially to the oppressed. That is why we are living at this time. That is why we're experiencing this time. That is why Mazi is out at this time. It's not coincidence. He's on a mission. There's a paradigm shift. And he from in our own location where we are, that vessel you call Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is whom this deity has infused the spirit of liberation in him. Do not pay where people are making mistakes, they're looking at the vessel, the entity. No. Pay attention to the spirit. And when you begin to qualify that spirit to order of this, whenever other times the spirits have come, you will see they have a couple of things in common. Even though they're not from the same geographical location, they are not of the same race, they don't have the same name, they don't look alike, but that quality, that characteristics of that spirit, you will see them there. And when nature, when this deity is moving in this dimension, in this agenda, you can call it that, he has to generate, he has to raise other spirits through other individuals that will be at that timeline I'm going to use now. It could be 10 years, 20 years. You watch as a generation that are being empowered. They don't even know why they're doing it. It's a hunger. Because it's already in you. It's inherent in you. You were born with it. What Mazi has done was activate that mission. That is why the only one that will tarry till the fullness of this mission are those who have been called according to the purpose. So do not be discouraged, my brother. More are still sleeping. Some of us are not awakening yet, because these awakening are going to be stage by stage, and that is why we cannot give up. Some of us are still sleeping, and that is pure calculation of this master planner, who is the master mover and shaker. Can you imagine if all of us are waking at the same time? We can be wiped out at the same time. There's a reason. Or we can be corrupted. Look at the people that started with Mazi. Some of them has fallen. Some of them stay. It's those that have stayed that continue to encourage, continue to pregnant more to becoming that they're waking up. It's a process. Yes, everybody will not take it. Those have not been called according to the purpose. Some of us will just hear once, we will come. Some of us will be Thomases. You have to beat it on their head because their mind has been corrupted. And all these things are part of the equation. There are people who started this race. They were there, they came with fire and brimstone. Before the fullness of time, they will fall away because they were not supposed to be among those that will take it to the end. They have their role. They are the starters. That's what I call them. Just like Owa in the olden days. Our ancestors were using Owa to ignite fire, to make up fire. They know that Owa burns fast. Owa, I meant to say. Owa will burn fast, but it's a quick igniter. So you use it to get fire from your neighbor, but it burns fast too. The whole idea is to use the Owa, take fire from your neighbor and come and build up your fire before the Owa burns out. That Owa played a purpose, but you cannot use Owa to cook because it doesn't have a lasting power of energy. Those are those people. But once you have started your fire, you will use it to do your cooking. We are some of us belong there. But even after you have finished cooking, there is something called Ojinku. Ojinku do not burn off easily. In fact, they last and last and last and last. Some of us belong there. So my brother, do not be encouraged. It's not for everybody. Even according to the Christian Bible, Yeshua said, I came for the war, but I know not everybody will obey me or listen and follow me. That is how it works. That is why Mazi is here. That is why you and I are here. That's why you're feeling frustrated. No, everybody is not seeing it from your perspective, and they cannot, they should not. Just bring in your own. Continue to contribute your quotas. Your name shall be counted among those. It's a paradigm shift. It's a season. It has come. It must be. That's how I'm going to end. So my in closing remark is this. I hope my argument satisfies my brother, or at least helps him a lot, or a little bit. But I'm going to end. All we have been trying to say, we continue to say each time we try to remind you guys, we are not here to castigate or downplay or derogate any religion. Because we continue to say, that's people's value according to their value system. They are being inspired according to things that happen in their geographical location. We are not condemning them. But the argument is that they have no right or moral right to impose their religion on us because they did not bring it out of good faith. They brought it for purely political conquest. That's the problem. They brought it to destroy and damage us. They did not bring these religions to enrich us or make us better. And that their deities, their gods, whatever they're called, is no better than ours because all of us are looking forward to that super deity. Call him God, call him Chukwu Abiyama, call him Allah, whatever. That's the only one. So let us pull back and begin to research, figure out what happened in the past, see how we can move them forward, rejuvenate them, let them evolve, so that we can catch up, so that we can rebuild, rediscover who we are. Because until we do that, let me give us an example, an analogy, and I'm going to end. For example, in a market square, or even in a town hall, where you have parents, and you run in there because somebody is chasing you, or you need something from your parents. But when you got in there, even though your father was sitting there as Wanko, you're calling Okeke. You went to Okeke, calling him to come and rescue you, to come and help you. Do you think Okeke will come? No! It's not your father. He'll be looking at you like, did you just lose your mind? You're supposed to go to your father. In fact, by the time your father will hear your voice from a distance, you don't even have to come close. He will be, who is that? That sounds like my son. That sounds like my child. He will run out, coming to your rescue. This is what we are talking about. We abandoned our ancestors. We refused to invoke them. They did not leave us. We left them. And they are sitting watching. Just like the father of the prodigal son, waiting for us to come back. While we are busy invoking, worshiping, adulating the ancestors and deities of other people. The gods are not and should not be blamed. Let us reconsider and figure out who we are. And remember that our ancestors are waiting just for us to make that U-turn in truth and in spirit. And then we can all work in harmony. I rest my case today. Good evening. Good night to everyone. Thank you, Mazi Jonathan, for another opportunity. God bless us all.
Thank you. Thank you. Biafrans and lovers of freedom, like Wada said, I also understand the frustration of our brother. Or out of ignorance. Or, how can I say, either mischievously. Because there are people that we've, always, no matter what, they block their mind and misconstrue what we are doing. Just the same way you have people, mischievous human beings, that are always demonizing our leader. They know that what he's doing is good, but maybe it's encroaching to their benefits. That is why I call them mischievous people. So, in this case, there is no way, there is no field we shouldn't touch in this restoration project. Because what we are doing is not like any other type of restoration, please, or any other type of freedom fighting. This is unique. That is why we are Biafrans. We do things in our unique way. That is one of the things that confuse some people. And they say, Naya Otazikwe. We don't understand again, no? We are Biafrans. We do it our own way. So that history will write it. That these people, the way they fight for their freedom, the way they fought for their freedom, is unique. So, what we are doing, we are trying to make sure to expose things so that you yourself now you research and find more answers. Let me ask this question. What benefit, what contributions has this foreign religion made in unifying in our forward movement as a people? I'm talking of as a people, moving forward, advancing our collective interests, our collectivity as a people. The answer is no, nothing. Just tell yourself the truth. What we see in our land is divisions upon divisions upon divisions upon divisions. Evil upon evil upon evil going on in our land. Then why do you have churches everywhere? That is the question. When I ask some people, they'll start blabbing. Why then do we have everybody is fanatical about the religion? Why? Because this thing is not our natural organic religion. That is what I'm trying to say. That is why sometimes I don't agree that calling it fake. I will not call it fake. It's not our organic religion. How can you say, like the people that brought the religion, they have snow falling in their country. In our own tropical place, we don't have snow. And they will tell you, how the stories of how when the snow was falling, how this and that. They will tell you stories concerning their land, which we don't know. I'm just giving you an example, which means what they are doing is for themselves, is their natural thing. Why should we abandon our own? I see these religions as a stamp of conquest. A stamp of conquest. That is why you see these two religions, Christianity and Islam. They are mostly the ones causing problems in this world. I'm telling you, whether go and make your researches, that is the reality. Let me ask these questions again. How do you believe, or do you think people that can buy, that came and bought us with money as objects, they killed our people, they raped our women, they killed the pregnant women, removing their babies, the fetus, feeding crocodiles with our babies. But they love us. They love us to the extent that they want us to go to a heaven that is built, paved with gold and jasper, all kinds of precious materials. But the crown of Queen of England is made up of stone, very costly stone that is from Africa and India. But they love us. They want us to go to heaven. But they steal our things, our properties. They steal us. They treated us in the most inhuman way. Do you know that Europeans carried Africans in Belgium even? St. Leopold, he carried African children, put them to Belgium and put them in a cage. And the people will be coming to watch black Africans as animals. The way you watch monkeys in a zoo, be feeding them, throwing bananas to them, and they are laughing. You know, they love it. They start seeing how they are eating banana, how they are eating pieces of granite on the ground, but they love us. They want us to go to heaven. Don't you see that there are things that are not connected? They close their country. Those that they want to go to heaven, they show you way to heaven. But they close their countries with visa that if you come, you see the way they treat Africans. You see the way. Very bitter way. Forget about the law in their country, modernity. That technology that makes it, if they are treating you, if they see camera, because of camera, they can open their teeth and do as if they are polite. But that bitterness, hatred is in them. But they want you to go to heaven. And they give you Bible, show you the road to heaven. Don't you see that there is something terribly wrong that is not connected? And they made us to demonize our ancestors, whereas they are promoting their own in our daily lives, in our weekdays, in everything we are doing. Oh, we are worshiping idol, carved in stick, but they brought their own, carved in, molded in with cement. And you will dress in the night, like tomorrow is Sunday. You know, dress so yana family buy his car, oje okwisiala, nyaro se ha. Mana your own, no, your own is bad. Don't you see that there is something terribly wrong? Not only in their brain, but in your own brain. Because according to the clip I'm playing, if you are complicit in falling victim to scam, for many decades, many years, many decades, you should be ashamed of yourself. You are not a normal human being. There is one saying, say, shame on you if you cheat me once, but shame on me if I fall for you twice. Why should we be falling? I used to say this is the era of awakening for us Africans. It's starting from this restoration of Biafra. People don't understand. It is reality. Something used to start from somewhere. A journey of 1,000 kilometers used to start with a single step you took from your house. You carry your luggage, you just take a single step. Bam. That is the starting. The European revolutions mostly started with from France, you see, before it started spreading. French people, they went to, is it Versailles or what they call Versatile, and brought out their king and queens and queen, and told them that, look, you people are no more, you people are not God. You people are not sent by God as the bishop used to preach to us. No, you are human beings like us. That is it. Because the people started thinking. And when you think, you find out the truth. When you make effort, you find out the truth. But when you are conditioned, you remain where they condition you to be. My goodness me, you can remain there forever. Nothing. Nothing will help you. Nothing will help us until we help ourselves. And that is what we are trying to do now, today. Everybody must not join at the same time. So the frustration of our brother is understandable. Because when you are talking something, other people will be talking another thing. That is it. I understand. But the remedy to it is consistency. We consistently be doing what we are doing. Do not allow their characters to frustrate you. If you become frustrated now, you are back to zero. All your efforts will be zero. We continue in what we are doing. Look at like these religions I'm talking about, the foreign religions. Look at how, a vivid example. Last few months, I read it here in this hallowed platform. Let me say it again. They deported some Nigerian pilgrims because of fake visa. They have arrived in Saudi Arabia just to cross the airport. They said, no, you have fake visa. Why? Why didn't they have that, we are all Muslims, or you are coming. Oh, you are coming for religion. Oh, for our religion. Come. No. Because law, their government law is bigger than the religion. You understand? They don't care. All that matters for them is money. If you touch the interest of, for example, talk against coming to Mecca, they will fight you with religious sentiments. But what they are the reason why they are fighting you, the main reason is you are blocking the money, billions of dollars people are bringing to Saudi Arabia. That is the main reason. But they will use religion to fight it so that they will stir up religious sentiments. And you see the trick there. Do you understand? Anywhere, people that have conquest in their mindset, the Arabs, they are conquerors. They have conquest in their mindset. Europeans do the same thing. So as they are going, bulldozing, they are spreading their religions. Imagine that it is Indians that conquered or came and colonized us, for example. Do you think that we'll be talking about Christianity? They would have changed us into Buddhism. And today we'll be talking about Hare Krishna, Jantamanta, this and that. That is all we'll be talking about. Do you understand me? For you to understand that everything is man-made, it depends on how you are programmed. Just like you have your radio, your transistor radio. When you tune, you get to one channel, but it's in the same radio. but one channel is speaking. So you are hearing from the radio one channel. If you want, you tune it again, tune and get another channel speaking through the same radio set you are having. That is it. When they fine-tune our brains, you start behaving the way they want you, religiously. If it is other set of people, other religion that fine-tuned it, you start behaving. When you see, for example, Igbo people of that converted to Islam, go meet them. They will be talking another thing. you will not even understand their character because they have tuned them into that. Why do we allow ourselves to be tuned and we claim equality of human being? It's absurd. We should go back to our originality. That is what we are preaching. Our originality. From there we enter, we know a way, we know how to attain spirituality if it is the problem. And the thing is that it is something that binds us together. It is something that kept us as a people before the advent of the Europeans. Look at what is happening in the north. The Fulani, they are still killing their own fellow Muslims. Do you know why? It's not about religion. But they want to grab their lands. They are killing and destroying Hausa communal lands, taking over their communities. But many of them, they are Muslims also, like them. You understand? Do you see the danger? Do you see it? First of all, they will bring you, religion, this and that, will be one. But is Britain not stealing our crude oil till today? Are they not masterminding our killing till today? Remember, the Britain sponsored the SARS, Special Anti-Robbery Squad, SARS, that is killing and harvesting organs. Britain sponsored it directly, I think during Obasanjo regime. Are they not Christians? Are our people not paying money to Archbishop of Canterbury? Do they pity you because of it? For you to understand that religion is a weapon of conquest. That is it. You don't practice the religion of people that didn't conquer you. What I mean, a group. They say Igbo people Christianize. That is a group, not one person. You can come to Igbo land, you can see a Hindu, but maybe one person, two people, just single. You can see other religions, a Buddhist, it's an Igbo man, but it's one person. It doesn't mean what I mean. We can say that we are Christians. We are not like this. We are not Christians before, but we are moving on as a people. We have umbilical cords that joined us together as a people, but they came and sowed the disunity using their religion. That is what I am trying for us to understand. The Yorubas, they are trying to find a way out of the mess. That is why they are building their own Christianity, their own version of Christianity, centered in their land. We are not doing anything. All is Okenohianguninozo. Thank you for listening. I want you to have a retrospect in what we have said and make your researches. Thank you for listening. Biafra is our religion. Biafra is our identity. Biafra is where we worship. We have no other identity until Mazi Nnamdi Kanu came. We are wallowing in absolute idiocy, looking for identity. Do you understand? You see the guy in Borno, they bulldoze his 2 hotels. Maybe he wanted to commit suicide, according to the testimony. He saw the real Nigeria. Nigeria happened to him. You see it. Will he be proud to be a Nigerian? He will be frustrated and say, what you hear in Nigeria is, what type of which kind of country is this? That is frustration. So we are trying to get back our original identity. There is nothing more than original. When you eat your mother's soup, you feel at home. You understand? Because it is original. Another person might come and eat it and say, oh boy, he might have some complaint. Say, nah, no, because he's not accustomed to it. It's not original to him or her. But anyhow, once you reach home, oh, your mother is still there. You will bring that food. Hey, Chineke. Because it's original to you. So you feel at home. Right from childhood. That is what it means to be original. Originality will make us to progress. Instead of trying to borrow here. We quote here. Quote here. We better make researches about the names of the Kumeku so that I quote to her. I'm telling you. Our stupidity, our mumu don't do, according to Charlie Boy. Thank you for listening. And from me, from here, Mazi Jonathan, it is simply good evening.